Hello, everyone, and welcome to RPGeeks, where we do Dungeons and Dragons and science set in the sci-fi world of Braxigantu. We are for science communicators who love to play D&D and to talk about the science behind the sci-fi concepts that come up in our game. So before we get into the delicious science,
tasty,
allow us to introduce ourselves. My name is Sharmini. I use she, her pronouns. I'm a science video maker and I like dinosaurs. Ali.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
I am Ali. I use he, him pronouns. I'm a science filmmaker and sort of general communicatrix.
Communicatrix?
Well, I've never thought of this
dominatrix, but with communication.
It's so good.
I don't know how I feel about that.
I love it.
I
don't know what that says about me, but I immediately loved that.
Hello, I'm Simon. I use he, him pronouns. I too am a communicatrix. I'm into what is it? Hang on.
Boys,
I'm trying to think of an acronym now. So it's like biology. Blimey! Like what can BDSM stand for? In science
biology, dinosaurs,
those
seismology,
seismology, and molecules.
Molecules.
That's a really broad spectrum.
Yeah.
Oh, you're into BDSM? Oh, me too. I too like dinosaurs. And that just leaves Emily Bates. Do you like BDSM, Emily Bates?
Wow, that is personal for a Wednesday evening. Hi, I'm Emily Bates, and I like dinosaurs as well. That's what I'll say.
Only the D part of the BDSM. Oh wait, I made that worse.
I do like biology.
The B and the D.
Wait, no, because people are going to take this and turn it backwards. This is really bad. You know, we don't kink shame here on RPGeeks. So,
but we do biochemistry shame, as happened in the previous stream.
And osteology shame.
No time for
no, that didn't happen. That wasn't real. I think we all agreed that stream didn't happen. That we didn't even record. So it doesn't matter.
It's all good.
My editor was telling me, it was like, I was gonna go through and cut down the RPGeeks stream, and I was like, oh, you did something different. I was like, oh, thank God he didn't watch. Like, what if he found out about the beef?
So we occasionally create science beef on our Twitch channel that we don't record and put up on our YouTube or podcast. So if you're a YouTuber or podcast listener, and you are bored on a Wednesday evening and want not very sciencey and not very D&D.
More chaos. If you like chaos.
Yeah, if you like just the chatting and the chaos, we sometimes do just relaxed sort of game streams.
But no matter what we do, we always end up nerding out about science anyway. Like last time, we actually didn't even set out to do it.
Last time I was actively trying to shout about science. You were like, there's no time for your science
There wasn't
facts.
time.
I was so upset.
Where is rheology now in our ranking?
Wait, I need to go back.
We ranked a lot of things. It was fun.
That people weren't here for. It's really unhelpful. Sorry.
Bad content.
We have science for you today. We have science and D&D, but we are going to start off with the science. This is the DnDebrief section of our show. It is the bit where we debrief the D&D. I feel like the DnDebrief doesn't have science in it, but the science is the concept.
The debrief is the science bit.
The science debrief of the D&D. So in our sci-fi setting, which you will see later if you haven't already, various sci-fi concepts arise, various scientific facts arise when we suddenly think of things. And I think Simon has picked something today.
I have.
From a previous episode to talk about.
So, in a previous episode, I think it was 2 episodes ago now, Uriel, having reached level 3, opened up with his new toy in his forearm, which is a kind of blaster. Stop it! People who are listening on the podcast did not just see 3 faces crumple in front. Uriel does not have an attachment point on his arm.
Does it vibrate, or is it, you know?
Oh no, it's really powerful.
That's embarrassing. I can't.
How are we being more chaotic when we don't have Twitch chat? Does Twitch chat actually keep us in check?
Uriel's fingers are locked in a come hither position.
Wow.
That is not what happened.
I'm just proud Simon knows about that, to be honest.
There we go. See, and how do I come back from this? Uriel opened up with his is it the Way of Sun Soul, which is basically like a blaster in his forearm.
So his way of what's his Way of Sun Soul a feat or a spell?
It's a subclass.
It's a subclass of.
Oh, that's your subclass. Okay. Way of Sun Soul.
So basically,
I believe it's from Sword Coast Adventurer's Guide.
So it's a new attack option that's 30 feet of range, radiant damage D4. And I thought it would be interesting to talk about how radiant damage worked, but specifically in that context, and also a bit kind of more generally, because I know we spoke about Guiding Bolt before, and I had some sort of thoughts about how this could work in your specific context, and there was. I went down this rabbit hole, and I'm sure this is what some other people do, where like you know roughly where it's going, and then you'll find something there's like a branch in the room, and you're like, oh my god, what? And you get massively sidetracked.
That's exactly what happened to me when I did the radiant damage of Guiding Bolt, because I was just like, oh yeah, I'll talk about how Guiding Bolt could work. Wow, the radium girls, that's so fascinating, and just immediately veered off and talked about that for the entire time.
Yeah,
so
that was great.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the thing. Can I ask the DM to describe how would you describe radiant damage in a general sense?
Can you remind me the situation in which you blasted the radiant?
Oh, so I was being attacked by. Oh, here we go back down to the mud. I was being attacked by a very friendly, very large leprechaun man. No, what was it? It was a satyr.
Oh.
It was a satyr.
Theta.
Yeah,
I was like, satire isn't the right word.
Yeah, sorry, I wasn't being attacked by a giant Ian Hislop. It was like a half goat, half.
It essentially was, right?
Although now that you've got that image,
very...
now that you've combined that image, that's helpful.
Yeah,
No,
that's who it's going to be now.
The two new holograms of Ian Hislop and Paul Merton, both fully naked, growing to huge sizes.
Need to go here.
Yes, and Uriel was blasting at this thing which he thought was real and just trying to make it fall away, and then he fell off of the back of the boat right before, if I remember correctly, this illusion exploded into butterflies.
It did, yeah.
It was very, very psychedelic. So that was the situation in which he deployed it, and it was the first time we'd seen it because it's a level 3 ability.
It's such a kind of like pathetic. It's like so much bathos in that's like your sort of your uber weapon, and you deployed it.
Bathos.
Bathos is like
pathos and pathos.
It's like pathos, but undercut with comedy. Like it's like when you
is that
do
a real
something.
word?
Bathos. It's
Etymology course.
Yeah, anyway, but a proper moment of bathos that you would deploy this uber weapon like at nothing.
For people who are watching, can you show us what you think it looked like? Was it like a
pew
or
I'd imagine this as being like it's a little bit sort of like Iron Man, kind of the armor sort of moves and sort of reveals components underneath. But I'd imagine it was also because it's his metallic arm that it doesn't have to stay in the shape of an arm, so it could kind of reform into the shape of a weapon, or it could be something that just sort of expands outwards and then like a.
Does the way that this works, does that give us some idea of what the shape of the thing would look like?
So it would make sense if it was a coaxial weapon. So if it was like a cylinder within a cylinder. Cool. It would match something that has been built already.
That's awesome.
But it deals radiant damage. So because I'm the person in this group who's newest to D&D, I've looked up what I think radiant damage is. And I have a sense, but Ali, you're the DM. How would you describe it?
Can we just say something completely different to what radiant damage actually is, just to annoy Simon, so he has to change his entire thing? Yeah, it's when butterflies attack things, I think. Radiant damage. That's
It's simply being pelted with metal radium for as long as it takes to do that damage.
Yeah, of course. And that's what would happen in fantasy D&D as well. I think that's pretty well known.
Yeah, I think that's a decided upon thing. You should check the forum, Simon, really. I assume you did that before you started this.
Yes, I thought I did. I think I found a different reality that I stumbled into.
Like god damage.
It's like, my impression was it was holy damage, basically.
Yeah. That's the thing. So when I was thinking about it, I did think, well, actually, to me, it sort of scans best with radiation.
Yeah, I always thought of it as
something on the electromagnetic spectrum.
That's where I went with it as well. Yeah,
I don't know. That's
glowing.
Actually the most creative sort of thing it could be. I suppose.
Yeah, I think because it's called radiant, right? So you automatically go radiation, and because it's like this glowing thing, it's always described as like a beam of holy light shoots forward and does something. So something being glow in the dark, i.e. radiation, that kind of works.
Yeah, and there's like a variety of spells that use it. One that I thought was interesting was Sickening Radiance,
What is that?
Dim greenish light spreads within a 30-foot radius sphere centered on a point you choose within range. When a creature moves into the spell's area for the first time or starts its turn there, the creature must succeed on a con saving throw or take 4d10 radiant damage.
A great spell.
And emits a dim greenish light in a 5-foot radius.
I mean, that is radium.
Yeah, that is radiant damage.
Radiant damage. See, what I like about this D&D brief is Simon is using it to learn more about D&D.
As well, yeah.
That is actually a really good
We're
point.
learning about the science.
I like
We're
that.
learning about D&D. This is great.
And then there was another example, which was Sacred Flame. Flame-like radiance descends on a creature, succeed on a dex saving throw, or take 1d8 radiant damage. So it seems like, compared to other forms of damage, it's a little bit of a catch-all for light-based, holy-based damage. It's not as specific as piercing or poison.
Yeah.
Correct.
But I mean, sort of the tip, as you say, it's like it involves light somehow, and I think another commonality is it involves heat. Like it's quite frequently like kind of holy flames, that kind of
Yes.
Yeah, but okay, no, sorry, go on.
But I mean, so in terms of actually how light itself does damage, depending on where you are on the electromagnetic spectrum, there's a variety of ways in which light could cause harm. So you could have...
When we're saying light here, are we basically just talking about anything on the electromagnetic spectrum?
Yeah, so I mean, that's the thing. When we say light as humans, we typically mean a very narrow part of the EM spectrum. But there is physically no difference between a photon of light that we could see and a photon of gamma rays. It's just the wavelength. That's the only thing that changes. And depending on the wavelength, you will see different physical effects. So, for example, ionizing radiation like gamma rays or X-rays are dangerous because they can destroy your DNA. They can just kill cells outright if the dose is high enough. Whereas something like UV is dangerous in a slightly more insidious way in that it damages your DNA. I also only learned today why sunburn is red. I didn't know this.
Oh, is it not just because it cooks you?
No, it's because the cells are damaged and blood flow increases to the
response,
region to try and get rid of the waste cells that have been damaged.
Oh, so it's just blood flow.
That was what I read.
Is that also why inflammation is red, though, right? Like,
Yeah, same thing.
inflammation is an immune response.
Is that why it's hot? Is that why the area is hot?
Yeah.
When you touch it afterwards.
It's your body trying to clear away all the garbage.
Interesting.
Which then is why it's so dangerous to have burns of any kind over so much of your body, because there's only so much blood that can deal with the waste. Otherwise, it just starts to stay in one place and have a problem.
That's what that is.
Oh, that makes sense.
Whatever degree burns over what percent.
What's the mechanism of like setting fire to something? I mean, I think I know, but I'm not
Sorry,
sure.
that's very Ali Jennings.
Oh
question.
no, Ali.
Like isn't setting fire to something when a molecule breaks down into different molecules and releases the energy from the bonds, right?
Oh, like the
And is
molecular
that-
components of it. Yeah, I don't
It's
know.
a chemical reaction, right? It's something oxygenating in a very just oxygenation in an exothermic sense, like an oxygenation process that also emits energy. I'm not a chemist. This is
How?
this is
None of us are chemists, as we
Chemistry's
have
not a
to.
real
As we have
science, I
to.
feel like.
How
Yeah.
does burning work molecularly?
I mean, but this comes back to sort of, if you're directing enough light at something, at the end of the day, you are transmitting a huge amount of energy towards something, like which we feel if we're in front of, for example, like stadium floodlights. You feel that on your face warms up because it's transmitted energy from the system of your face, and that increases its temperature. Which, if you do to a high enough extent, you could cause serious damage. Like if you were to,
Your funny bone on the table just now, that would hurt, wouldn't it? That would be serious damage.
not very humorous.
What kind of damage would that be in D&D?
Bludgeoning.
Specifically funny bone damage, though.
Oh, psychic. You just feel stupid, don't you? It's like
with the you said like light can inputs energy, increases temperature. When we're talking about like X-rays and stuff, is the mechanism by which that kind of radiation could destroy a cell just that it heats it up? Does it like boil the water in a cell? Does it like
I don't know
pierce
the
the
answer to that,
membrane
but I would assume so. That it is just a huge amount of energy per photon that it breaks apart, even if not the cell, but breaks apart specific chemical bonds.
So I think that's how it's working, right? It's that because the energy on the electromagnetic spectrum can be absorbed by bonds between atoms in molecules, right? And when the energy absorbed by the bond gets high enough, then the two atoms will break apart.
Would anyone like
that's
to
what
hear
happens to
the Googled answer of how burning works molecularly?
Yeah.
Okay, burning is a chemical process by which two atoms or molecules will combine with each other. In burning, the two atoms or molecules combine and release energy. Usually, one of the two molecules is oxygen or something else chemically like it called an oxidizer. When the molecules combine and release energy, is released in the form of heat and often light. Even though we are familiar with things like paper or wood burning, actually, the simplest burning process is the burning of hydrogen. Hydrogen burns with oxygen and produces water. It's strange to think about it in this way, but water is actually burnt hydrogen.
It's hydrogen ash.
That's so cute.
How cool is that?
That is cute.
Also, shout out to, I retweeted it the other day, but it just was so perfect. Shout out to the tweet that was saying all atoms in the universe are hydrogen and helium. We can't just abandon this two-party view just because of a couple of exceptions.
It's a binary.
It's just a binary. Deal
binary.
with
It's a binary, guys. Gone. Everything's hydrogen and helium.
With a few exceptions, sure, but it's like anyway. Yeah. So I think but like if you're talking about like when you're describing these different D&D spells and abilities, that it doesn't really match to just a huge amount of light, because light is invisible unless you're looking at it. Like, if you're shining a hugely bright light at something, it's not like there's a beam that connects from the caster, for example, to the target.
Unless there's something in the air.
Unless there's something in the air
Yeah,
that's
fine.
being
Oh, I
hit.
see. Right, yeah.
Like, it's like with a laser, everyone thinks that a laser is like a Star Wars type laser, which
Pew, pew.
absolutely isn't. It's just you see a dot. Like, you become like a cat.
But surely...
I used to work with a massive laser, and you couldn't see the bugger. And then when you had to go and fix it, right, because it's really temperamental, you basically just sort of like do this around where you thought the thing was. You're like, I really don't want to get hit by this thing.
Yeah, geez, that sounds
Yeah,
dangerous.
that sounds... yeah,
You
bad.
really weren't supposed to fix it, but it kept fucking breaking, right?
Just spray some smoke in there or something, and
Yeah.
you'll be able to see
You're
it.
in a
Like,
secret agent.
but wait, if you had super high power something, could you not get a beam that had enough energy in it that would interact with all the molecules that it would go through and, like, I don't know, set them on fire or something so that you could see the beam?
Yeah, so you could. The reason that we don't see that with any high-powered lasers is because it makes it so inefficient. Like, all high-powered lasers
Yeah,
operate
that
in a
would be
vacuum.
bad.
For that exact reason. Otherwise, all the energy is lost on the path
Oh.
between laser and
But that
target.
is what happens with neon, right? With those kind of fluorescent lightings. That you basically shine a laser, some light through a load of atoms which fluoresce when they get hit by that specific wavelength. Correct?
I thought that you had to have something
it
suspended
electricity?
in neon. I think it is electricity. I think you have to
You
have
have to turn
something
them on.
suspended in
I
it that
fucked
basically
it.
acts like charge carrying.
Totally wrong.
And then the energy
Completely
transferring
wrong.
between
Yeah.
them hits the neon, excites it, causes it to emit a photon, and then passes on. I think that's how it works.
Must be so fun just being a particle, just getting excited occasionally and being like, oh,
I miss
released a
being-
photon. Yeah.
So what I was going to say was what actually more closely matches, and I suppose this is now going back more to Uriel's specific weapon, is it's more like a typical, at least in my head, sci-fi blaster weapon, right? It emits a bright projectile that hits something and it causes damage, which would
It's a
be
what
much
projectile?
more closely matched by a plasma weapon. So using a small amount of plasma that you confine in some way, has a certain travel time, emits light, and also, depending on how your particular spell's worded, it would also just irradiate whatever you hit, because it's going to collide and cause a huge amount of X-rays and gamma rays to be.
We're going to talk about fusion. Is that what you're going to talk about?
I have
Not
no
fusion.
idea what a plasma
Oh.
weapon is. You're going to have to start right at the beginning
Right,
of
so
this.
when you think about any kind of ranged weapon, you're putting some kind of projectile down range. You have a weapon, a small bit of ammunition, and that gets fired at some huge velocity. So in the case of a plasma weapon, instead of it being a bullet or an arrow or whatever, it's just a bunch of superheated matter that you can control with magnetic fields, and you can
Okay.
direct. And the cool
Pew,
thing, yes, pew, pew. So yes, Kowalski.
No, I did that because Charlie did a pew earlier and it was really cute and sweet. And no, it's fine. I'll take the blame.
So because plasma is basically just sort of spicy gas, really. Like it's just gas. It's a gas
How
where
spicy.
all of the charges have become dissociated, and it's this kind of melange of positive and negative charges.
Like 3 chili spice or like 5 chili
And does that
spice?
make it
Like the
does
ghost
that make
chili
it
spice.
more magnetic?
Well, it means it can respond because it's a bunch of electric
Yeah.
charges. It can respond to magnetic fields. Like it's. Well, I suppose it is net neutral, but like there's
Hang on,
enough.
wait. Are you stripping it of all of its? Are you stripping it of all of its electrons?
I don't to be fair, this is the one part of this that I didn't look into in any particular detail, because there's lots of ways you can create plasma.
Tokamak.
Like a tokamak, for example, which
Best
is the donut of fusion, a donut shaped fusion generator. I'm not actually.
It's not
sure.
an actual donut creation.
It's a toroid. All right.
Yeah, it is. Oh, it looks amazing on the
donut.
inside.
It's so cool.
Crazy shape.
But anyway, so like you basically just have gas, and in order to keep it effective as a projectile, you have to contain it in some way. Some people propose to do that with like a sheath that would just last a fraction of a second. It's like kind of like a plasma condom, I guess, that you fire it out, and then it lasts long enough to collide with the target, and then the plasma explodes.
Sounds about right.
Or you can use magnetic fields to
Classic
give it a huge amount of vorticity, make it spin really tightly, and then there's like a narrow beam.
Oh my god, that's amazing.
So I always thought that this was some kind of sci-fi concept. And it turns out that there actually has been an experiment to build a coaxial plasma railgun.
Stop
Is it the US military?
That sounds
Tell me it's the US
dangerous.
military.
It's called the Marauder Project.
Oh God.
Of course it
Which,
is.
yeah, of course.
Mischief
Of course it
not
is.
managed.
And it's a backronym, which is great. It's,
Acronym.
so it's an acronym that's been
so-
calculated to spell something out.
Yeah, right.
It's a magnetically accelerated ring to achieve ultra-high directed energy and radiation.
I mean, well done.
I lost it.
Well,
what,
yeah.
what does that spell out?
Marauder.
Do you think they had one person working on that acronym for like 6 months?
Someone got paid a lot of money.
Loads of like
Yeah.
he's there with a pencil and paper, loads of scrunched up bits of paper
Yeah.
behind him. Like,
They've got a gun to his head going, you have to finish it, Steve.
All they do is work on paper, like the whole US military. It's
Yeah.
all paper.
Safer that way.
the whole budget has just gone on pencils. They don't have enough money to build the thing. Just so anyway, the wiki of this is really interesting because it says Marauder is or was a United States Air Force research laboratory project. So it's shrouded in mystery. This thing.
Conspiracy theories.
But basically, the way that this works is it's coaxial, meaning that you have one cylinder inside another cylinder, and you effectively build up a large amount of charge on like your inner. I think it's the inner. Yes, I think it's the inner tube. And then you rapidly discharge it to the outer tube. That's like a huge burst of electric current that generates this really big burst of magnetic fields. Because wherever charges flow, you get a magnetic field. And then because of whatever it is, right-hand law, I think it is, you have a huge current going down the cylinder, and you end up with this this magnetic field that goes around the cylinders, like in an orbit. And that, when you inject the plasma in, pushes, because of just how electromagnetism works, it works at a right angle, it pushes the plasma out of the at the end of the weapon, because it's a weapon.
Like,
So-
are we
So it's like a
talking?
Gauss gun, like a Gauss gun, whatever.
Yeah,
just-
we were talking about railguns. Are we thinking little, or are we thinking huge? Like how much plasma?
well, so
Are they fighting people or spacecraft with it?
Yeah.
that's the thing. This is basically the design of a plasma drive. Or if you were to operate this continuously, it would be like a plasma drive for a spacecraft.
Ah.
So similar to an ion drive.
I don't like it.
But like,
Why would you not like that?
it's pretty
Bad.
awesome.
Boys. You're such boys, you two.
Well, what does it
fuel?
run off? Is it like green? Yeah, I was going to say, is it environmentally friendly?
Well, that's the
No
thing.
way!
So you're dealing with the actual energy outlay
charge it?
for each shot is about I had the figure here, between 5 and 10 megajoules per shot, which sounds like quite a lot of energy. But
Is that-
Good to know.
a typical Tesla battery has about 250 to 300 megajoules of energy stored within it.
Oh, okay.
But
Oh.
you have to. It's not actually the amount of energy that's the problem. It's how quickly you're discharging it. Like, because
Right.
it has
Why
to
is
be
that
over a tiny fraction of a second. So you have these incredibly high currents that would just melt most electrical components. So in
It's
order
just
to
made out of
actually,
crazy materials. That's amazing.
well, in order to make it work, they use this enormous set of capacitors. I had the name previously, but basically it was this
They've got
huge,
names. They've got individual names.
this huge
The
set of
birther.
capacitors that could just go.
Death drive.
The death drive. I like that.
Oh, that was it. The
Yeah.
Shiva Star
God.
capacitor bank.
They have
Shiva,
got
as
actual
in
names.
as in
Yes,
the Hindu
destroyer.
As
god
in, I am
destroyer.
become death.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, great. Yeah, this sounds like a great weapon to be making.
Fucking
Good.
US military.
Nice
Jesus.
reference.
Someone
there,
take
guys.
their funding away.
And I mean, looking at them, they're in like a hexagonal configuration. There's, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and they're about 2 meters tall, and the whole thing I would guess would fit on like half of a football pitch. Like these capacitors are enormous.
Whoa, that's Whoa.
Yeah, and so basically that was the only way, certainly at the time, because this project took place in 1993 was when it was published. So, it's going to be a bit smaller now. Yeah, that was the only way they could build it. And they would accelerate between 1 and 2 milligrams of plasma by up to 10 to the power of 10 G. So,
and what happens if I'm standing there? What happens to me if I get hit by 2 milligrams of high speed
flaming plasma?
I think death.
The exit velocity of the plasma, so it leaves the gun at 3,000 kilometers per second.
Wait. Just what does that even mean? I haven't got any grasp of
how fast is a plane?
Is that? How fast is the Earth going through space?
Oh, Jesus, one at a time!
I mean, how quickly is it going? Simon, quickly, answer me.
It's a flower.
Right, hang on. Sorry.
African swallow.
Right, hang on. 3,000 times 60. Times 60.
I love it when we get him to Google stuff.
Right, so that's 10.8 million kilometers per hour. So compare that to a plane which goes at about 500 kilometers per hour.
Oh, that's quite a lot.
So
quick.
It's
Very, very quick.
And it would hit
still doesn't help me. How fast does the Earth go? Like, are you shooting this?
What do you know? How would that help you?
Do you feel how fast the Earth turns?
You said terms I understand, science
What's
man.
the speed of sound? What's Concorde? Is it Concorde?
Yeah, Concorde.
Speed of sound.
Right, okay, so
I
the Earth...
I can't think of any other fast.
The Earth moves around the sun at about 30 kilometers per second.
We don't care about that.
That's
Only
rubbish,
Ali
isn't it?
cares
So
about that.
100 times as fast as the Earth moves.
Concorde. Was Concorde.
But think about it. You're sitting next to you fire, and it's going to.
Anyway,
Concorde went at 2,179 kilometers per hour.
Right.
And this is
how much?
This is 3,000 kilometers per second.
Okay, so much quicker than Concorde.
And they expected it to get faster. So they expected it to get to 10,000 kilometers per second, which would be 3% of the speed of light.
So it gets faster.
Cool. But then they stopped doing it because they decided this was very bad and they should not have this weapon. And then they all stopped and went home, and it's definitely not being made.
What happens when you get hit by it? What did they fire it at?
So did
it ever stop?
Oh, that's good. Well, it says here that a shot. So bear in mind, it's about a milligram of plasma. If it hits with the energy of 5 pounds of TNT. So it hits you and you get annihilated.
You mean you don't explode though, right? It just sort of punches through you.
Well, so
do you get exterminated from
it would
the
be
Daleks?
A mixture of the huge amount of inertia.
Go X-ray.
You get erased from history.
You go negative suddenly. And
Yeah.
I think what would happen if it hit you would there be a tiny entrance wound, and then it would rapidly expand as it moves through your body, and you would just be blown out.
It slows, right? It must slow and cool.
But then wouldn't it do that when it hit molecules in air?
Well, or rather, it would as it's moving through the air, like all forms of railgun, it basically kind of ignites the air behind it and creates like a vacuum behind. So as it punches through you, it sort of creates a vacuum that moves very quickly and then rapidly expands.
But presuming as it's doing this, it's ionizing everything next to it, right? So everything is catching fire and being destroyed. And
this sounds really bad.
It's a pretty horrific weapon.
Can you see it? Yeah, can you? No, you can't. It's going at 3 million zillion.
What you probably see is just
if you've seen it, it's too late. Yeah.
But this is the kind of thing you could probably use on interstellar craft to fight one another. This would be because realistically, certainly with our technology, this would be a weapon that would be enormous. You'd be like broadsides on an old-fashioned ship of the line, but on interstellar craft.
They're just firing teeny tiny little things.
So your aim has to be good.
Can you imagine? You could imagine, couldn't you? You'd be like, right, I've got a really powerful AI here that's basically going to calculate where the enemy ship captain is. I'm 400,000 miles away, right? All I'm going to do is fire this P from my ship, and it's going to nail that captain. And you're on the other ship, and oh, the captain! And then you don't know who's going to be. Oh my god, that's terrifying.
Yep. But the interesting thing is, the thing that's kind of limiting this is the fact you have such a large energy discharge over such a small period of time. So you're limited by the conductors passing it through. So with superconductors, you'd feel like this could be miniaturized, and also large amount of storage for the energy. But it feels like this could genuinely be miniaturized to the point where it could be a transportable weapon, such as in a monk's arm.
I'd love it if the Department of Defense is like, call that man. We need him on our team. Get rid of the guy in the basement with all the paper.
He's there with the write that down. Write that down.
Write that down.
I don't know how to pause YouTube videos. Write it down.
Jenkins.
They just happen to stumble across a Twitch stream for the first time ever, and Jenkins, I think we've got it. It says he's a doctor. Quickly, call him.
This is when my phone starts ringing.
Yeah.
Just like, it hasn't even gone out live yet. That's how powerful they are.
Literally. Is this a bit like? Oh, I'm really hoping you're going to know what I'm talking about, Simon, because I don't know enough about it to talk cleverly on it. Is this like what First Light Fusion are kind of doing, where they're trying to generate plasma basically by firing particles very quickly?
Well, as I understand it, this is at the hyper, right? This is at the high energy physics, whatever it is. I can't remember the name of the acronym. But yeah, they're trying. Well, they're trying to use lasers to transfer a huge amount of energy and compress a pellet, if I remember correctly, and that basically creates the conditions for nuclear fusion on a very small scale.
Something like that.
Fusion.
Yes.
Because there's a few different ways of
totally
nuclear
true.
fusion. Toroidal is like
Just
the way you think about it normally. But you can do it with these pellets, which is, I think,
There are people doing it in America as well, who I think have done it as well.
Yeah, but the problem is doing it continuously.
200 lasers being like...
And they had to be perfectly calibrated, so you're hitting this pellet from all sides so that it explodes in a perfectly spherical pattern. But you then have to do that, how many pellets per second, in order to keep a continuous output.
That's Dr. Octopus in Spider-Man 2.
Pretty much. Well, except I think he is actually doing magnetically confined fusion. I think he's doing like a tokamak with just in spherical symmetry. Which is a bit weird. God, that film is weird. That film absolutely
I
fucks.
haven't watched that for ages.
It does fuck. That film totally fucks.
It's Sam Raimi just being like, it's like you watch it now, having been used to all the other MCU films, and it's so stylized. It's so cool.
Which one's the second one?
The one with Dr.
Rock.
Octopus. Yeah.
Yeah.
I have seen it, but I don't
Well
remember
worth
it.
watching
It
again.
had a very good game adaptation. That was like the best game of that generation for Spider-Man. Anyway, we've gone off topic, but so radiant damage, I would contend, isn't like I'd actually argue it's some form of plasma weapon, and Uriel could potentially actually just have superconductors in his forearm at room temperature that would allow him to supercharge on some kind of coaxial setup a small amount of plasma and do 1d4 radiant damage.
Okay, how are you gonna scale this back
This
down?
thing that we've decided has
1d4,
absolutely
like-
obliterated everything, and it's 1d4.
Uriel is falling off at the back of the ferry. Oh fuck! Blast it, and the entire ferry just annihilates. It's like that scene in like The Last Jedi where like all the starships just get blasted one after the other. Yeah, I mean, sure, you could limit the muzzle velocity, you could limit the amount of plasma you're firing, so you could scale it down.
Yeah,
I imagine.
sure. Yeah, we'll go with that. I like it.
Scaling
That's
down
very
maybe
good.
easier
Very,
than
very
scaling
good.
up.
And also,
Well
in
done.
atmosphere, you'd have a limited range to it. Because like in Void, sure, you'd probably go on forever. But
Oh, yeah.
and
because it's
especially if
hitting
you're
all
worried
the
about
stuff
the
that set fire to
torus
shit and-
dissipating. It could actually be quite short
A
range.
range of sort of 60 to 120.
Well, I
feet,
think
perhaps.
actually with Uriel, is it not 5 foot?
Oh, is
Because it has to be someone you're punching.
Oh,
No, it's 30
that's
feet.
good range.
Oh, you got 30 feet on it.
And-
Okay,
and-
yeah.
Yeah, it makes
Perfect.
perfect
I
sense.
can only do it twice. Oh, he's got 2 key points, so I could only do it a maximum of twice in a day. So
But
it's
that makes
limited
sense.
by his energy, the amount of energy. he has.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Ah, science!
Science.
Science, bitch!
We have.
Wait, only 2 key points. Shouldn't you have more than that?
Oh, 3. I'm level 3 now. Yes, I have
Yeah,
3
yeah,
key
yeah.
points.
We're gonna get you playing monk properly eventually. We're gonna do it, Simon. We'll get
Keep
that
that body armor on,
breastplate off you.
No, roleplay. Only roleplay.
But then you don't get any of the good things about being a monk.
Full breastplate.
Bold of you to assume I'd know how to use them.
They're just on
I mean,
your character
literally,
sheet.
they're given to you. Right? You
I actually
couldn't
think you
avoid them if
can't-
you wanted.
we
Except
were
by
talking
wearing a
about-
breastplate. That's the
We
only
were
way of
talking
avoiding
about
them.
this the other day, and I might have had a little Google as to what you don't get. And I think it's some of the abilities that you maybe are using at the moment. I think
it's
you don't get your second hit with the
flurry of, what, is it a
armor
flurry
on.
of blows?
No, you can have flurry of blows because that's key points, but you should normally be able to do 2 hits.
Second unarmed
But I
strike.
don't think you get unarmed strike because unarmed also includes wearing armor.
Oh well, that's just misleading.
Doesn't make a lot
I'm
of sense.
not. I'm
does it?
unarmed, not unarmored.
I have always thought of Uriel's body armor as basically his chest being plated.
Yeah, that's
built into
that's
your
why
skin.
I take it because he is
Yeah.
just half
Yeah.
metal.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, on
We'll
that
talk about
note,
this.
I have a question actually for us, which is when would now be a good point, or should we do it at the end of the episode? We might forget to think of some possible DnD brief topics for the future, because we've kind of forgotten to do that the last couple of times when we go back over previous.
I think we should do it at the end because I think it's nice when it comes from the latest episode. But let's make a mental note now, everyone, to do that at the end of the episode, which you won't be able to do because we're pre-recorded. But
totally remember.
We're gonna remember now. Everyone remember.
Well done, future us.
Well done.
You remember. You remember. Okay.
That sounds like a future us problem.
I've also looked. I'm just while we're still on the topic of why Simon shouldn't have armor on. So you also can't technically use your damage dice as the monk's damage die, and you can't use your dexterity for unarmed strikes or non-finesse monk weapons.
This is just grossly misleading.
Wait. Are you getting an AC bonus from that armor?
Yeah, he would be.
Well, why don't you just take away the AC bonus and keep the flavor of having a breastplate, but just mechanically you're correct. It's just that flavorfully you have it.
I mean, I'm happy to do that.
Yeah, do that.
Perfect.
Great. And then you'll get your unarmored defense, and it's actually better for you because you'll get more.
Are you calculating your stats yourself, or are you getting a program to do it?
I mean, I use what's it called, Aurora, to calculate.
Which
just check if you take it off what your AC ends up being.
Okay.
I'll check what level you get unarmored defense, because at some point, because then you get to add like your wisdom and stuff to your AC. It's great.
Your AC should be 8 plus your wisdom plus your.
No. So normally it would be. I don't think he gets it yet because I think
this sounds like a converation we should have in a break between.
Right. Anyway, yeah.
I thought the break had begun. I thought that had happened.
I'll just give it up.
Still going, Annie. This is still it.
We're having a break.
So much for bearing with our excellent first half where we scienced the shit out of it extremely successfully.
That was a good one. About monks.
Part 2 of the show will be the actual play Dungeons and Dragons style.
Unarmed defense is level 1. Sorry. I think your defense should be higher. I think your AC should probably be higher.
Carry on with that. We're going to take a quick little break. Right.
Great. We'll see.
No, wait, Shamley's finishing.
Oh, I thought he was telling me to wait. Okay, I'll carry on. We'll see you on. Hello, everyone, and welcome back. It is now the very exciting adventure part of our episode, the Dungeons and Dragons reskinned to sci-fi world, the sci-fi world of Braxigantru.
The other elbow.
Oh, mate, your elbows.
That one didn't hurt, really, but I still did it.
It's still sad.
So,
before we jump into the adventure, we're going to do a little brief intros of the characters that we'll be playing. If you are on Twitch or on YouTube, you can also see them. Is it this side? Is it this side? Oh, no.
Which way, Simon? You have to tell us.
It's above, the RPGeeks logo is above Sharmony.
No, the little
our characters.
Oh, sorry, I misheard. It's to your right.
Yeah, yes, there's our little tiny character art. So here's my little Tenebris here. So as a reminder, I'm Sharmony and I am playing Tenebris. Tenebris uses she/her pronouns. She is a drow in 5e terms, which is sort of genetically modified human person in our world. And she is a sorcerer with mysterious powers that we have sort of found the source of in a strange colony of creatures that sort of float around her. Simon.
Hello. As you may well remember from such hits as the first half of this stream, I am Simon. I see him pronouns, and I play Uriel, our dwarf monk, who's a cybernetically enhanced human on the path to becoming more machine than man. And we totally didn't just have an argument off camera about how I've been rolling my character.
I mean, it wasn't an argument. It was you were wrong, and you've accepted that now. So. And
also joining us is my fiancée on this stream.
Wow.
Oh, wait, no, sorry, that was Emily Bates. Who are you playing, Emily?
Hello, I play Infinite Skies 6000, who uses she/they pronouns, and in D&D 5e terms is a wood elf. But in our terms, she is completely reskinned to be a robot, android, druid person.
What would she look like if her panels were made to display like a human flesh texture?
Well, we kind of did that when we did what was it? Disguise Self. We had the disguise kits, right?
You became a mouse.
No, I did that. It was wild shape, and it was a rat. But then at one point I had a disguise kit, and there was like weird like projection over.
That was flesh putty.
It was like flesh putty. Oh, it was flesh putty.
No.
I mean, she would look like one of those, probably like, the original Sims games where they're just kind of like faces weirdly stretched. She'd look like that, I think.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah. And our overlord and master, Ali.
I am like the kind of the player in The Sims. I see everything in what do you call that sort of
isomorphic
3D? Isomorphic. Yeah, I see everything in isomorphic.
Sims 1 where everything you can only look that way. Yeah,
imagine when I'm creating the world, I only have 4 camera angles, which is the corners of each of the rooms, and I can zoom around that. And whenever I hear you speak, all I hear is you going, choo-choo. Roll film, for God's sakes.
He's the DM and he's in charge. Right, okay, film.
So, where were we? Our heroes well, I'll tell you where we were. Thank you for asking. Our heroes had crash landed in the swampy delta south of the Mukinchi Mountains, a long way south, after having stolen a ship on top of another ship and then crashed it into the swamp.
He keeps using that stolen word.
I mean, you took it. It wasn't yours. I'm not going to judge. I just
Borrowed.
calls it like I sees it. Anyway, so you crashed the ship and you then trekked through the bayous and you eventually came upon a family of river folk, diminutive river folk, who gave you a ride all the way to the nearest town, which is Lansdowne Port, on the coast of this large cove, looking out onto the sea. Having arrived at the port, our party is now searching for a member of the mysterious group known as the Undertow. They're looking for passage off planet, each for reasons of their own. I tried to go really deep on that one. I don't know how that came across, but
It helps for you.
So, okay, good. So it is. We find our heroes in a grimy upper story room down the back alley. In Lansdowne Port, where they have come to connect to the network in the hope of discovering more about the goings on in the planet of Braxigantu. At least I assume that was why. I don't know. So, here we are in this room. 4 thick cables snake down out of a hole in the ceiling. The sides of the room, you can see that there's wallpaper there, there's wooden boards on the floor, but they look old, a little bit eaten away. It's clear that the mugginess and the humidness of the air has not been kind to this room. There's mould growing on the walls, you can see a little bit of moss coming in through the window. The windows are open, letting in the humid air of the night, and also the sound of jazz floating in on the breeze.
So good.
In the corner of the room, attached in the back of their head to one of these cables, a man in a suit sits slumped against the wall. He's not moved since you came in. Infinity, you take one of these cables and you attach it to the socket in the back of your neck. Uriel and Tenebris, you watch as these fern-like fronds from the connection cable reach out and form links in the inside of Infinity's neck and into the connections there. Then you see her legs crumple beneath her and she falls to the floor, head lolling to one side.
I mean, she does do that quite a
Infinity.
lot when she goes to sleep.
No, I plank.
Oh yeah, that's
I go like.
no. That's true. It's alarming.
Infinity, you feel the real world stretching and warping away from you, and then you appear in the network. You look around you. You see a vast, dreamlike space. You see towers, you see columns rising into the sky, much higher than it would seem that any kind of real architecture could ever go to. You see thin flutes, you see strange stone statues of mythic heroes, of great beasts. Huge friezes line massive structures that look like temples or even buildings from some ancient culture that you've never seen before. Harsh sunlight, desert sunlight, drifts down from above you from a source that you can't quite tell where it's from. You see people moving around you. They wear sort of what look like sheets clasped at the shoulder and then hanging down across their bodies. Sandals. Their hair is slicked back to their heads, and you see some of them carry circlets or bits of jewellery on their arm, lots of gold. You see walking past you 4 of these types wearing quite dowdy clothes, carrying on their shoulders a palanquin, a bed on 2 wooden beams with a shaded, sort of curtained off chamber on top of it, and inside you can just see the silhouette of another figure being carried by these people. The whole scene doesn't feel quite right. Not only do you get the sense that the structures couldn't exist in reality, but as you look, concentrate on one part of the space, you feel like you can see more and more details, as though the details themselves become ever more intricate and entwined, and you realize it's as though you're looking at a fractal, and that the closer you look, the more and more details you see, and then you see details on those further details, and more and further, till you feel your mind being sucked towards these individual places, and you have to pull yourself back to stop yourself from tumbling forwards. The whole place is built like this, and some parts of it, they seem to shine with an otherworldly light, as though much of the light that actually lights this space is coming from the structures, and sometimes even the figures moving around inside. As you watch, you feel a slight breeze on your arm, a moment of coolness in the harsh desert sun, and then... Welcome to the network. I will be your assistant, ready to guide you in whatever way you may need. You look
Hello.
up, and you see...
A paperclip.
a bent piece of metal.
Anything else is only going to be a letdown, Ali. Change all your plans.
With a toga with these sort of sheets draped over it artfully, and again clasped over one sort of section of the metal, and 2 floating cartoon-like eyes above the top bend, and also quite a curly waxed moustache also coming out of the side, and what seems to be a little bow tie as well. Please remember that the time taken to traverse the data lanes will vary dependent on your mental alacrity.
Oh, I think mine's quite good, actually. I'm a robot.
That is good to hear. And it is your responsibility to ensure your physical body is cared for during this time.
Yes, I have friends looking after my physical body. So, what's your name?
My name is Bribib.
I'm sorry?
Did you say bit?
It is Bribib.
Bribib?
That is correct, thank you. The pronunciation, of course, is of this realm, not of yours.
Of course. I'm Infinite Sky 6000, serial number 86919726155.
Yes, I'm aware of who you are.
You are? That's exciting.
It is displayed for us to see.
Do you know everything?
No.
Oh, okay. I just thought maybe you were I thought maybe you were the internet, but so okay.
I live in the network, and I'm here to help you in whatever way I can.
Very nice.
As far as I may.
Yes. Well, maybe you could help me. Could you? I believe, well, where I'm currently residing in my physical body, Braxigantu, there was a disturbance last night near Lansdowne Port at 2:38 a.m. and I was just wondering if I could maybe pull up some details on what exactly happened.
Yes, of course. The anomalous reading.
Yes.
If you would go ahead and roll me a history check, and do so with advantage.
With advantage. Ooh, 2 dice. Here we go. Oh, that's a 9 out of 10, which becomes a 14 for the highest one.
If you would be so kind as to follow me.
Okay.
At this point, you can see that Bribib turns to face one of the structures in the middle distance. This looks like an ancient baths. It's kind of a massive stone structure, and inside you can see steam just rising up out of the surface of the water. There's plants growing either side, and there's various different figures moving around the outside in various states of undress, and people conversing. You can see a couple of amphoras of what looks like some sort of liquid, and as you're looking at it, you feel yourself being pulled towards it. It's as though by staring at it, more and more details become apparent, and as you see more and more details, you're suddenly there. Standing in this place, you look around, you smell the scent of rose in the water, some sort of rose tincture. You can feel the steam on your skin. You look up at the ceiling, and it's a mosaic, very intricate, with aquamarine blues inlaid with mother of pearl, and it depicts a sea nymph scene of sea nymphs under the water. And then, beside them, a mighty chariot, empty, it seems, with dolphins just caught in the harnesses. And the whole mosaic moves ever so slightly, as though the seaweed is being rustled by invisible currents in the stonework. Well, I would start here, if you will.
Oh.
And you realise that on the wall of this baths, where once it was stonework and tiling, you see a bookshelf appear. It seems that this is your primary way of finding information. Should you wish to envisage another way, say a computer terminal or your own personal preference, you may use that to access the data.
I've never actually read a book before, so do you have like an audio book?
Yes, we do.
Could I get it in audio book format?
You blink and look again, And you see where once there were books is now quite a nice, it's a little bit older. It's a pair of headphones where the leather around the ear, the sort of ear padding, it's just a little bit worn. Someone's clearly used them and loved them. There's a name written over the top of them that you've never heard of before, and a thin curly wire connecting it to the stonework.
What does the name say?
It says Sen Hi Essa.
Not sponsored. But if you want to, like, okay, that's what these are. Brit. What? I feel like, I feel like there's a lot of options for how I might be able to access the data, and I just want to make sure that I'm experiencing the best that you have to offer, because you seem so nice. What's your favourite way? I just want to talk to you more, Brit. I'm not going to lie. You seem very nice.
I'm afraid we do not know each other very well.
Oh.
I would not presume to ask you your way, but if you must know, I like to consume my information through the medium of low-quality drama.
I would like to do that, please. Actually, I've changed my mind. Could I please have it through interpretive dance?
Absolutely. You must simply imagine such a thing.
Okay, maybe I'll just stick with the audiobook, actually. I think. Thank you, Brit. I feel like I'm annoying you. Sorry. Maybe this doesn't feel like this is me asking these questions. It feels like there's like someone else controlling Infinity right now who just is trying to come up with the most ridiculous thing possible. Infinity would like to listen to an audiobook.
Excuse me, before I take my leave,
Yes.
it is my responsibility to inform you that you should always, when traversing the network, ensure a secure connection to protect yourself from bad actors. The longer you spend here, and the weaker the safeguards to your neural uplink, the higher the chance you may be targeted.
Okay.
Thank you.
Understood. Thank you, Brit.
And you turn around and he elongates, spreads into the thickness of a human hair, and he's gone to another part of this dimension.
Go over, put the headphones on.
Did you say this was interpretive dance now, or
No, she's sticking with the audiobook. That was Emily, who just really wanted to see you do interpretive dance. But Infinity doesn't want that, so she's sticking with the audiobook.
And you rolled a 14.
I did.
You turn to the wall and you listen with this question ringing in your head. What happened? What happened last night with the signal? You get a lot of voices, conflicting voices. If you were listening to a story, it would be being told by many different narrators. You get the sense that some of them may be less trustworthy, some of them more trustworthy, and you realize that information itself isn't going to be difficult to come by. It's about how much you trust.
Verifiable sources. Yeah.
You listen. After a little while, you're not sure how long, time seems a little strange here, you pick up the following information. You feel like this has hit all over Braxigantia, at least in the places where there is connection to the network. There's information coming in all the time, and it all seems to corroborate that. You also get the sense that there is confusion and an undercurrent of panic which goes all the way up through the various levels on Braxigantia.
How the fuck am I supposed to take notes? How am I supposed to communicate this succinctly in a few lines, Ali?
And you also gather that this level of alert,
Gamma level.
has not been seen on Braxigantu for a very long time.
Oh, can I look at the last time it was seen?
Yeah. Roll another history check.
Just straight, or?
No, so all of these are with advantage.
Ah, okay, just from being like in the network.
Yeah.
Much better, 21.
Oof.
You look back through the history of Braxigantu, and what you see is that the last time you unroll the years, you listen to the voices in your head, and you follow one which seems to be authoritative, which is citing their sources, which is clear about what they want to say. Braxigantu has had a turbulent history. The last time it reached this level of security concern was when there was war, or at least internecine war, between the factions controlling the resources on this world. And at that point, the Alliance representative raised the in the hope that it would calm that down and that they could call some form of reinforcement.
Did it?
In a manner of speaking, the conflict ended soon after, but not necessarily from Alliance means. It seems that one of the factions won out, but it's not 100% clear how that happened. But it does seem to have something to do with the current state of Gunka specifically. The faction that won out there has risen and risen and risen and is now a preeminent sort of controlling member of Gunka right now.
So, would I know, because Emily thought the Alliance controlled Gunka, or is this just these factions kind of have a very high sense of power within Gunka because of winning that kind of power struggle, but it's still like Alliance territory?
The way that Gunka, and indeed Braxigantu, is organised is that there are factions on Braxigantu who provide various services, do various things. They exist of primarily the metallurgists who are extracting materials from the planet. They also consist of the council within Gunka itself, and the Alliance, which is the link between Braxigantu and the broader alliance of planets and systems.
Okay.
And on top of that, you have the Armada, which is technically a part of the Alliance, but is so powerful, it's often dealt with separately, or at least has its own desires.
Yeah. And can I now look for whether anyone has managed to triangulate where the source of that weird signal might have come from, and do I think they've triangulated it to me? Or vaguely where I was.
Roll one more history check for me, with advantage.
Okay, 22.
Searching through and listening to these different voices, and now the more and more you use this piece of equipment which sits on your head now, the more you realise that it's almost like you're listening to an auditorium of different voices, and you start to be able to focus in on the ones you really want to hear, whereas before it was like a cacophony. Now you can exert more control. As you're listening, you hear many different rumours, ideas. Some voices shout louder than others. There's lots of different suggestions as to where this signal came from. None of them have anything to do with the Bunyawine Delta, which is the area that you are in. As this is happening, what's your passive perception?
16.
You feel eyes on you. In this strange, ancient setting, you are hearing different bits of conversation creeping in and out under your headphones, and you get the sense that some of the characters here are paying you a little bit more attention than you might imagine they would normally. There's a little cluster of what look like sea nymphs floating in the water in a bed of sort of sargasso seaweed, and one of them has been watching you most of this time. Another one plays with their cup of wine. It sort of ripples slightly in their hand, not looking at you, but still watching you, if you know what I mean.
Yes, I do.
As that happens, as you become aware of that, Tenebris and Uriel.
Do you think she's all right? You just sort of flopped on the floor.
Don't worry, I know what to do in this situation. I'm gonna go over to Infinity, and I'm going to attempt to put the robot in the recovery position.
Roll a medicine check.
Because I am very responsible.
You're drunk! You're also still drunk, right?
That's the perfect drunk thing to do, though. When I've been too drunk before, I've definitely gone into bed and gone, I must lie and go to sleep in the recovery position. And I've put myself in it as I go to sleep.
Don't worry, I remember this. That's an 11.
You roll Infinity over, and now she's facing the wall, and you imagine that she's certainly not on her back anymore.
This is very safe. This is the safest you can be.
Oh, okay.
I think my headache is coming back, even though I drank all that alcohol.
Yeah, that sometimes happens with the alcohol. You've got two options. You either just really double down on the alcohol, or you've really got to lay off of it, and lots of fluids, you know. I always found nutrient paste really helped if you had it, but like.
Do you have any nutrient paste?
Don't remind me.
Or fluids or more alcohol?
No.
Do you have any of these things?
We've been relying on Infinity for all the little, the berry things she's been giving us.
The berries were pretty good. Yeah.
You hear a noise coming from the corner.
Turn to look.
Should I put him in the recovery position too?
The man in the suit, he's looking a bit dishevelled. The suit is certainly bedraggled. It's seen better days. You see the elbows are wet, and that the tie has been long lost. There's a couple of buttons missing off the shirt. You look in their face, you can see that their eyes are rolling back and fluttering under their eyelids, and you can hear groans coming from them.
So when we talked to a guy on the desk, right?
Yeah.
To get things. Is this in the same room, or was that down the stairs?
The man at the desk is in the same room. Doesn't appear to have taken any notice of this. Legs up on the seat, maybe flicks an eye up at the noise this besuited man is making. Their eyes fly open, and the figure looks around, taking in the whole room.
We're both just sort of like staring at him in a way that it's not like we're not doing that like politely ignore thing. We're both just like slightly alarmed, just staring.
You see he reaches down and starts feeling his body. Feeling all over it. Looks down at its feet. The other foot. Shakes himself like a wet dog. And then reaches behind his head and pulls the network cable out from his neck. You can see that there's a kind of goo. It looks a little bit like sort of plasma or kind of the inside of pus from a boil, just coating this cable, and also what looks like an open socket in the back of his head. He breathes deeply once, twice, and then tries to stand up unsteady, looks at you, looks at Uriel, looks at the man at the desk. Where am I?
Lansdowne Port.
Oh, I don't know if I've ever ended up here. Interesting. Tell me, where is the nearest place I could go to get a drink, huh? At this point, behind you, you hear the sound of the desk clerk bring their feet down onto the floor. Clump, clump. Stand up. Enos? Enos? Is that you? The other man looks at him. Enos. What an interesting name. Very well. I suppose I'd better be off. And then he turns and starts trying to climb his way out of the window. No, you gotta stop him! Stop that man! That ain't Enos! Stop him! What are you doing?
Anus. You said anus, right?
You definitely said anus at first. I don't want to make an ass out of myself. I'm going to go and grab him.
Okay, roll initiative.
What?
Oh, it's going to be the butt of all of our jokes. Sorry.
16.
19.
Excellent. 16, 19. Okay. What's your dex, Shamini?
Oh, good question. +3. Or 16.
Great.
So he's been like infected with a virus or something while he was in the web.
I mean, maybe he's. I don't know. I mean,
I don't know.
this person, this being can jump around. You know, maybe.
Yeah.
This is somewhere else. Maybe like.
Uriel, you're the first to go. What would you like to do?
I feel like. I mean, is he already at the window?
Yeah, he's making it for the window. So as you go to move, he is scrabbling and starting to kind of force his way out of what is quite a small window.
I mean, I'm going to move over to him and pull him back. Like, grab him around the midriff.
Okay. So you're going to try and grapple him.
Yeah.
Roll a strength.
Strength it is. So that's 11.
Right. He wriggles out of your grip with almost a kind of preternatural like strength. It feels as though even this skinny little body seems to be being controlled by a very powerful will. It wriggles out of your grip and starts moving again towards the window. As this is happening, Tenebris.
I think Tenebris definitely just hesitated slightly, like, what are we supposed to do? But then as soon as Uriel started moving, it was there next to Uriel, and as Uriel is sort of trying to grab him, I think she's just sort of trying to grab, just grabbing onto a little piece of his coat, or one hand on his sleeve and one hand on the jacket, just please stop.
Roll me another strength check for a grapple.
12. If I roll that, on my strength situation.
Alright. He only rolled a 4. You grab onto it and the cloth starts to knot around your hands. You kind of get caught up in a bit, and this man gets slowed down and he trips and falls down and is now sat against the side of the window. Let me go, you fool! I must get out of here. Don't you understand how difficult it was to get in here?
Wait.
And he is going to try and break free. So roll me another strength check, yeah.
I mean, can I, I don't know, did he, run away from me? Is there any way I can help Tenebris?
It's not your turn, that's his turn.
No, it's not your turn, so...
I rolled a 13 strength.
Oh, you grip on. Powerful strength. Oh. This is strange. This kind of strange encounter that you're having is happening as people are walking about outside, talking, laughing, joking. You can still hear the jazz coming in, and this sort of subdued, scuffle that you're having. It's like, no, you must be out. I must get out of here. But he can't break free. And now the door guard comes over and grabs hold of him and says,
You listen here, you filthy creature. We're gonna get you the hell out of there. I'm gonna take you to see the doctor. We're going. You help me tie this person up. You do it. There's money in it for you.
Virus exorcism. Virus exorcism.
Yeah.
Wait. Do you have any rope? Please tell me you have rope.
And if so, can we buy some? Because
Yeah.
we could really do it some
I could
extra
do with a
rope.
backup belt.
We need more belt.
We got
More
rope,
belts.
or at least what'll do it.
Then he brings out
Ethernet
two-
cables.
yeah, those what do you call those things? Those plastic things that cops use to
Cable ties.
Yeah, cable
Yeah.
ties. Okay.
Get his legs. I'll get his arms.
Oh my gosh.
They cable tie him up, and he's now trussed up there. And you see he's frothing, foaming at the mouth.
Oh my
Let
gosh.
me out of here! If they catch me, you do not know what they will do to me. You. He looks up at you, Uriel. I promise you, 50 gold. You get me free. 50 gold is yours.
No offense, but we've just met, and you seem like you've just escaped from this access port. I don't know. It don't seem right.
You will pay. Tell me your names. Tell me both your names. Tell me them. I will find you. I will find you out. You cannot. Alphonse, he take no prisoner. I will be back for you. I will be back. And at this point, he gets shunked over the shoulder of the door guard, and the door guard starts walking away with him.
I'm gonna leave you two here. I trust y'all will take good care of the place. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. Next couple of hours, free of charge. It's on you. It's on me.
Thank you.
And boom, 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 walks out into the street with this wriggling man. Let me go, you fat imbecile!
Oh my gosh.
Out into the night.
Did you see that? There was someone down there. Oh my gosh. Do you think that happens all the time? That, like, oh gosh.
I've never used the network like this. It's different up on Advanced Play.
Goodness.
What the fuck happened?
Get him. And then, like,
Wait a
got
minute.
his jacket and he fell over. Like, what just happened?
I'm gonna pause, like when it just like there's that natural like pause. I'm just gonna like look at Infinity and be like,
My eyes also look at Infinity. Okay, we need a plan.
Infinity
Okay.
doesn't appear to be moving. She, for all intents and purposes, seems completely stationary.
Okay.
And at
Someone-
that point, Infinity, you are deep in your investigations, and you've just caught the sense that maybe someone is paying attention to you.
I will take the headphones off and confidently walk over to the sea nymphs. Hello. Can I help you?
Maybe.
How can I help you?
Tell me a little of yourself.
Well, I'm Infinite Sky 6000, serial number 869197226 PMGB 1530ML.
We can see that, thank you.
Everyone keeps. How do you know?
Where exactly do you port in from? You are outsider, no?
Oh yes, yes. I plugged in Lansdowne Port.
Lansdowne Port is far away, yeah?
Well, I don't know where I am, so I assume so.
Yes, it's far away from the main part of the network. You know, you seem a fascinating creature.
Oh. Thank you. That's what that Uriel says that sometimes. So.
How would you like to meet our employer?
Well, who are you? You haven't answered my question.
I am of no consequence.
Who's your employer? My other friend really likes having jobs, so that might be useful if you could get us a job.
I'm sure she will be able to find you somewhere to occupy yourself.
I would like to make an insight check, please, to see if Infinity trusts them. Because I'm
Roll
playing it like
insight.
she does. It's a 6, so yeah, seemed great.
They seem difficult to read. They are acting kindly.
They aren't acting kindly.
They are acting.
They are acting kindly. Okay. Who is your employer? Sorry.
Perhaps we can let her make our own introductions. Would
Oh,
you
yes.
maybe come with us towards the spire?
Maybe. Brit Bip, are you here?
Always.
Ah, yes. Hello. Hi, Brit Bip. This is my friend Brit Bip. Do you know these sea nymphs?
We are acquainted.
Should I go with them?
I am not at liberty to make your decisions for you, madam.
Okay.
However, if I may take you aside for a second,
Please.
and he turns to the
Sorry,
ceiling,
we'll be right back.
and he sort of gestures with one end of his metal kind of body and makes a kind of deprecating gesture. I do apologize, please. I do not obviously wish any disrespect to the lady.
I will
but
bow as well.
My friend is here for the first time. Perhaps she do not know how things are done here. You can see the sea nymphs, their interested expression has suddenly taken on a tinge of annoyance. See that you bring her back. Oh, see that you bring her back. I don't know what happened to my voice there. It was very strange. And Britbip takes you away into a little corner. It's an alcove, and you can see there's a kind of little stream, a little fountain, just falling aside.
It's so beautiful here, Brit Bip. It's really lovely.
Yes, this is a particularly nice iteration. Who knows where it will be tomorrow, though, eh?
Oh.
I would maybe steer clear of the ladies, nymphs. The lady herself, I could not say a bad word, but she have her plans.
You could not say a bad word, or you would not say a bad word?
It would not be seemly. It would be against my protocol.
Right.
I'm
So
I'm
she
simply
controls
a
you.
servant.
Yes, okay, that's good.
Yes.
You don't have to answer. It's okay. I can read between the lines. But they seem very nice.
Yes, they would seem very nice,
Yes.
but they will try to get their way with you, and it is very important that those who are embodied understand their worth in this realm. For you to come here from the real plane and to strut around like you own the place.
Oh, I
You
don't
simply
think
bring
I own it.
ideas. If I'm not being too forward.
No, you can be as forward as you like. I didn't realise that. Am I the only one here who's from Praxigantu?
No. If you look around, and you look around and you see that there are lots of different kinds of characters here, but the ones who blend into the environment, the ones who look as though they fit, have taken on shapes which match the surroundings that they're in, even though they keep their essence within that. But there are others who seem a little bit out of place. Maybe they're wearing the wrong thing. You can see a little bit further away someone dressed in an entire suit of armor, just walking down the street.
Right.
And you realize that there are outsiders here who don't quite fit.
Brit, how long do you think I can stay here for?
You may stay here as long as you please, but the trick is obviously going back.
How do you go back? No one really gave me a guide when I came in. I just sort of shoved a pipe into the back of my head.
You are literally talking to your guide, madame.
Oh.
If you wish to leave,
No.
you need only to wish it.
I really do appreciate you. I just want to say that. It's very nice having you here. Okay, no, I don't. I should probably go say goodbye to the sea nymphs and just tell them that I'm not going to go with them. Or maybe, who is their employer? Because Tenebris does like having jobs.
Their employer is the Lady Ulandria.
Ulandria, that's a lovely name. Do you think I could do a little bit more research before I go?
Your decisions are your own, but once you have been spotted, it will not be long before others become interested in you.
That sounds very ominous, but okay, maybe just... I'd like to look up one more thing.
Be my guest.
Oh, I have to make a decision now. I have so many more.
One more thing!
As that's happening, we go back. Tenebris and Uriel sat in front of the motionless body of Infinity.
Okay, so she comes back. She's not an Anus. No, she's someone else. She's Alphonse. She's right. She wakes up. She says, "Aha! I'm someone else. What do we do?"
Uriel's just gonna let the mechanism of his blaster just come unhinged.
What? You're
Wait,
going
wait.
to shoot her?
Well, I mean, not fatally, but maybe, you know, if we apply the right amount of pressure, we can force whoever goes into her body. It's not worth it, and then maybe they leave.
Oh man, maybe just in the leg or something. Like not.
Well, if it's not Infinity in the head, then surely Infinity wouldn't feel any pain.
Well, yeah, but then once we get Infinity back, then they're gonna be like, "Hello, what did you do to my body?" That is how she sounds, by the way.
On.
What? That's exactly how she sounds. Why are you laughing?
It just came out of left field. It was just so sudden.
I've been working on this impression for weeks. It's so sudden. I've been putting a lot of effort while you guys are asleep. That's what I do. I practice the impressions of both of you.
Please do, Uriel.
Oh, how am I supposed to respond to this? Oh. Okay, give me a sec.
Simon's fallen out of roleplay for a second, everyone.
I broke him. I'm
broke
very proud,
Simon.
actually. I'm quite pleased about this.
I'm just totally.
I'm really happy about this.
Oh god, I just got fucking haymaker.
Smoke right now.
Right. No. If Infinity were... Oh god, keep it together, Simon. Come on. We're nearly there. But if Infinity wakes up, I'm sure she'd be appreciative that we got whatever it was out of her body.
Oh, that's true, yeah.
And, you know, she's modular. I'm sure there's going to be another, you know, there's going to be other
Spare
robots.
leg.
I'm sure we can find a spare leg.
Buy new leg.
Exactly. Benefit
Okay.
of synthetic life forms.
Yeah, no, that, like, yeah, I see. That is
But
actually...
I feel like, how about if I just clobber him and like, it's just gonna
What?
like very
What?
gently tap her. But like, right, I won't blast her first. I'll just be like, you know, bam, just sort of tap him in the face to be like, no, you see,
You can pin her
Ooh.
down and be like,
Yeah.
don't move, Alphonse. No,
You're gonna tap her in the face?
No, this is what
Yeah,
we
he's
will
gonna
do.
like just nudge her in the with the barrel.
Completely unresponsive.
Yeah, well, you know, if she woke up and someone was like, it's me, you know.
Yeah.
Kick
That
for
is
brains.
good. We got this. It's all good. Hey, Uriel, my head hurts. My gosh. Hey, while there is no one here and Infinity's not here, hey, how about I make you calm again? I can do it right now, just while we're waiting. We're not even doing anything, and then you're gonna be also calm, and then my headache will go away, and you'll be like, floating on the blue lagoon. Whatever it is that you go having.
I think I need some time to recover after the last time you made me calm.
No, that was ages ago. That was like yesterday.
It's a lot, okay. It's a pretty it was a pretty intense experience, pretty new for me.
What if I'll just make you a little bit calm? I'll just.
No. let's just focus on the task at hand here. And I just worry that I don't want to be changing how my brain works.
Uriel, you liked it last time. You said you really liked it.
It was great. It was great for me
happy.
too. It was. I really enjoyed it. I feel like.
Why don't you want to do it again now? Do you never want to do it again ever?
No. I'm not ruling out you making me come again in the future. I'm just. I want to. Let's just stay focused here right now.
Tenebris, as you feel a rejection of Uriel, roll a charisma saving throw.
Damn it! I really.
Let the man a chance.
Right.
She's actually crying.
That was a 24.
You feel.
Actually crying.
You feel some kind of force, some other mind reaching the borders of your consciousness.
That's bad.
But you take a deep breath and push it back, and you feel your emotions subside a little. And as that happens, we're back. In this
thank God.
strange, towering, floating kind of Babylonian cityscape. These figures wandering back and forth. In front of you, the nymphs who were floating in this beautiful rose-scented bath start to rise. They start to rise out of the water. No steps, they just float to the top, and now they're standing on it. And they are completely confident. They're nude, standing in front of you, and they look at you like almost like a cat would look at a bird. And you see the three of them slowly start to walk towards you. Come, my dear. Surely it is time for us to go now. Huh?
No, thank you. I'm still researching. I don't want to talk to you anymore.
But maybe we can help you find what you are looking for.
No, I was doing quite well on my own, thank you.
I must insist.
Brit,
Please.
I would like them to go away now.
I'm very sorry, madam. I can't really help you with that, but if you wish to go away, you need only wish it. But soon, for there are ways to keep you here, should you
Okay.
desired by
Can
the
I
right
come
person.
back, Brit?
Absolutely, whenever you please.
Okay, great. I wish to leave.
And as the hand, a silky soft, deep brown fingers reach towards your wrist, you wish, deeply desire to be gone, and you feel your arms distend and elongate. You feel the scene become smaller and smaller and smaller until it's almost like a tiny glowing dot in your vision in a surrounding void of nothing. And then your eyes fly open. In front of you, Tenebris, scowling, Uriel, and you're looking down what looks to be the rotating muzzle of some sort of gun in your face.
I'm just gonna tap her in the face. Like,
Uriel!
are you-
Hello!
Oh, it's you. Oh,
It's me. What are you doing?
Who is it? Uriel, shush.
give us your serial number. What's your serial number?
869197226 PMGB 1.30ML.
No, that's correct.
It sounded right.
Serial number.
That is my serial number.
Okay, just taking some precautions. I'm gonna give her a hand up.
What? Yes.
Just taking some precautions. Something happened while you were away. Bit of a scuffle.
It was
Just happy it's you.
wild.
What happens
Oh
to
my
the man at the
gosh.
desk and the person in the corner?
He
Right.
had to take the man away because it was not Anus, it was Alphonse.
Anus?
That was the guy's name, apparently.
Anus.
That's
with
not
an
a real
E.
name, I don't
Anus. Anus.
Enos. Okay, that makes sense. There were sea nymphs, and they were trying to, I don't know, take me somewhere?
In the internet?
It's very, very wonderful down there.
Like, it's really cool to hang
Yes.
out in the internet.
Yes, I learnt lots of things, but I wanted to learn more, but then I had to leave. The paperclip asked me to go. Well, told me I should probably go. He was called Britbit.
Would Infinity know what a paperclip is? Has Infinity
Yeah.
ever seen paper before?
She's got paper clips in her data banks. Because I say
hers,
so.
hers was actually a little Einstein when she was going around terraforming the different planets.
One of
I
the
guess.
side effects of being in the network is that you do sort of information osmosis into you, especially when purveyors of certain bits of information are near you, and you get the sense of what a paperclip is, that it's for something to do with sheafs of paper, and that
Clipping them
maybe
together.
You wouldn't go that far. You know that it's something to do with sheafs of paper. You wouldn't.
Infinity's
No.
pretty smart. Paperclip.
Maybe you would guess that, but you couldn't be sure.
Sure. So, okay, so everyone is worried about this in Braxigantu. It hasn't
About
been
what?
gamma level for a really long time. But when the 2:38 a.m. when it all turned off and everything, and well, they don't seem to know where it came from.
I'm going to look around and make sure there's definitely no one else here. No one like listening in through a window or anything, right?
Make a perception check. Investigation or perception.
Investigation or perception. I think that is a 13.
You look around the door, you look through the windows. Everybody seems to be enjoying themselves, going about their business, and nobody seems to care at all about what's going on in this little room on the first flight of this rundown area in Lansdowne Port.
Infinity, now that we are finally alone, like, did you do something?
No,
Did something happen?
maybe.
And it was
I
something
think I
you-
did. I think
Perception check.
Perception.
Shit, I don't mean that. What do I mean? Insight check.
Well done. Simon 22.
Roll insight
Going
check.
well.
I rolled deception.
I cast fist.
I cast punch in the face.
Nat 20.
Okay,
Uriel
well,
finally gets people.
Or
Except
robots.
it's a robot.
Oh, it's a robot. It doesn't make any distinction. It's
emotion,
Whatever
emotion.
insert current year is, Ali.
Yeah,
Did you want to know what the year was? It's 278C.
We know that.
But hang on, that was actually going to be a question I was going to ask Infinity, but wasn't one of the things that Infinity was unsure about was what the year was?
Yes, it was. It was one of the things I have on my list of things I could potentially look up, and I
That's
didn't
not
get
what
to.
this year is. That's what the
It's-
other year is.
Yeah, I know this year it's
You know,
the
the planetary
Alliance,
year. She doesn't
the
know.
actual like
Right.
TerraCorp from Infinity's like standard thing. Anyway, what? No, I just that time I was awake, you see, and maybe.
In the middle of the night by yourself. And
Well, I was
everything's
doing
fine.
the watch as
Yes, okay. In a forest, like next to nothing that you could have caused any trouble with, yes.
Right, but I saw a satellite go over, and I've been trying to talk to the satellites to get my upgrades and things, and well, I heard a voice.
Like the satellite talking to you, like, hey, Infinity, how you doing down there?
It wasn't quite like that. Everything kind of stopped, and they said they were the forest, and well then when I stopped talking to them, a lot of time had gone by, and I think it was about 2:38 a.m.
Okay.
Oh, and stuff was falling out of the sky when I was talking to them. The stars and stuff, they were falling.
Did the forest say anything about, by the way, we're making everything fall out of the sky?
No,
now?
no, they didn't. So, not 100% sure, but fairly. It would be quite a coincidence. And
That sounds like correlation, not causation.
It does sound like if you were just having a chat with a forest, which is weird, by the way, but okay,
well, but then the people on the boat, they said that there were all these different gods and things, and they said one of them was the great trees, and I just wondered.
Oh, it could have been like a god forest. I don't know if that helps. I don't know why I'm saying that. Like, it makes more sense.
Well, it could be, because a god forest could be the kind of thing that could stop everything and make everything fall.
But it sounds like some kind of network that you communicated with, and that must
Yes.
have been something that communicated with all the satellites, and maybe something malfunctioned. Maybe that's how you communicated. So maybe we just need to get you in touch with that network again. Can you do
Maybe-
it through here?
maybe the
I
God
haven't
Forest
tried.
of trees is a bit like my friends, where we are all like connected and like a colony together.
Well,
But
if it
we're
is
in different places, and that is like a forest, right? Because all
right,
the-
and if it is a forest, I guess there's a chance that I grew it.
Oh yeah, you're like its mom, like
Maybe.
its parent.
I don't know.
That's
it
so
sounded very
cute.
old.
Oh, could also be very old.
Yes, I think I probably am, but I'm not.
I
I'm
feel
not 100%
like
sure. I wanted to learn more when I was in the internet, but there were weird creatures that I think wanted to take me somewhere. Does the name, Lady Ulandria, mean anything to you too?
No?
oh,
Okay. Well, they wanted to take me to her. They said she might have a job for us, but also it seemed ominous.
are you right? So it's not like you can just jump back in and try and talk to this forest.
I think I could try, but I think they'd try and get me again.
Look, it sounds to me like maybe the tree god did something, but it probably wasn't your fault, and no one can, come up to us and think, oh, it was you who did all this terrible thing. So I feel like we're okay. Like, who knows what's going on? We can just carry on with what we're going to do, like go live in space and live happily ever after.
Oh, on that, the space thing.
Did you find out where the undertow are?
No, I didn't have time. Again, it was on my list. I have a list of things I was going to look up, but I didn't get to that. When I was talking to the trees, the forest, the God Forest, they wanted me to go find these satellites.
The ones that fell out of the sky?
No, I don't think so. They're... Ali, I can't remember. The golden jellyfish, were they TerraCorp satellites? Did I know that, or no?
You roll me a history check.
19.
You don't recognize them.
Okay.
No.
Okay, they're not anything I was aware of. They wanted me to find these... I think they were satellites. They kind of look like jellyfish. Do you know what a jellyfish is?
No.
Oh,
Yeah, just about.
they're like...
Quilty. Yeah.
They look like a bowl of jelly with spindly bits on the bottom.
Yeah.
But they were satellites. They're sort of a dome with something enclosed, and they told me I had to go find them. But they were in space, so I thought I could look when you two go to Martinsbane.
Or maybe like on the way to Martinsbane, if we just look out the window, we'll see them.
Maybe.
Martin's
I don't-
Bane is the logical place to try and find something in space. There's different surveillance networks. I'm sure we could. It's the place to come. If you came with us, we could probably find it.
Martinsbane is
You
magical,
two-
and you can do anything there.
Really?
That's what I am getting the impression of.
That
Yes.
sounds wonderful. I don't want to... I don't know. You two don't need to help me, though. It's not...
No.
Not why I'm here.
Not not a problem in the slightest.
Yeah, then we will help you fix your thing, and then we will all live together with our jobs.
I know you two want to leave the planet.
Yes.
I would like to come back.
Well, you may feel differently when you see it from the perspective of the void.
I just have a lot of questions.
Well, hopefully we can find at least some answers on Martin. And maybe we can get you onto the next bit of trying to find the jelly thing with bits.
Right.
Jellyfish.
Jellyfish.
I don't mind where I live as long as I can hang out with you guys.
Do you mean that?
I mean,
Even if it's on Praxigantu, where the water's too cold and the sun's too bright.
yeah, it is better than. In some ways, it is worse than home. In some ways, it is better than home. 'cause
What's your home like? You've never really spoken about it.
It is like so nice. It is like such good weather. Well, I guess it's not weather because it's like underground, so it's like always like a good temperature and nice and warm, and the water is nice and warm, and there is not like a blinding ball of like in the sky, giving you cancer all the time. And then there are lots of mushrooms, and then we grow all like different kinds of mushrooms, which is really nice. And you can we grow like really fancy types as well. And sometimes when there's like leftovers, you can make, you don't sell. You can make like really nice dishes.
Right.
And my parents sometimes would make really nice food, and sometimes I would try and make. I'm not so good.
Your
at that.
parents?
Yeah, yeah.
Are they still there?
Yeah, they live there.
Do you not want to live with them? Your family?
I had to. It wasn't really good for my job prospects, so they helped me. It was pretty sad to have to go, but they helped me get find somewhere else where it was a bit better for me and better for them, and then people weren't causing. People weren't upset at all, and it is kind of better. But I'll go back and visit them probably at some point.
We could all go.
Yeah, we could like go on holiday to Vesper, and you're like, oh my god, this is so nice. And then maybe we could find a place to live there, and we could like live like in somewhere really random where I've never been, but like no one knows like who I am or who you are. And then we would just we could start a mushroom farm.
I could maybe grow some plants. I don't know. I think I need to stay on Braxigantia really, but I could visit.
Mushrooms. You can't grow plants because
I could grow mushrooms.
Mushrooms.
Can I craft a little mushroom?
You do.
Can I eat it?
I don't think so.
You feel the hyphae of the mushroom spread out between the mechanical components of your palm, sucking moisture that you provide for it, and the fruiting bodies grow and sprout.
Sorry, I should have done this sooner. Here you go.
Can I eat it?
No, I don't think it's real. Well, it is real, but I guess you can eat it. I don't know. Can you eat stuff you made with Duracraft? I think it's just like
I ate it.
Yeah, I don't think actually I can technically create.
You can, but it's not very nutritionally dense.
Yeah.
It's poisonous.
I mean,
oh, sorry. Oh no. Anyway, I would like to go back into the internet at some point, but I think maybe not just yet. And I think I might have raised suspicion.
Well,
looking like I do.
We could always go and come back. Well, actually, no, we kind of got to stay now until the guys come back. There was the whole thing with the.
Yes, what happened?
The anus guy tried to leave, and then it turned out it was someone else, and then we helped tie him up, and the owner of the place basically was like, "Oh, can you look after the shop while I'm gone? We're going to go and exercise this guy, and we're going to come back." So
I guess
we have to
wait. You two could go in
and guard the shop.
Well, I was going to suggest if you've aroused suspicion and maybe it isn't safe for a while, we could always come back and go to the lobster pot or something and try and find out more about the Undertow.
Yeah, let's go.
Yes.
Let's wait here
but we
for
have to
a
wait.
while until the person comes back. Then we go look for the Undertow.
Mm-hmm.
And then, I feel like this is all really good. We can, we have some money. We could, if we need more money, we can get some jobs together and all work together and be like co-workers and get enough money for a space ride, and then we can go to space. And along the way, I'm sure we will find out all sorts of interesting things. And we just don't mention the trees making the satellites fall from the sky.
Yes, I think that would be a bad thing to mention.
Yeah.
I'm sorry I didn't tell you sooner. I thought you two were just upset with me.
What were we? Why were we upset with you?
You were just complaining about the planet a lot.
Oh yeah.
Well, that's because the planet's awful. It's not your fault. It's nothing to do with you.
I think you'll find it really is all to do with me, actually, Uriel.
No. It's nothing new. It's nothing against this planet in particular. It's not the void of space. It's different.
And all the animals that live here, if you took them all and put them on Vespa, they would die because there is no light. So for them, it's probably lovely.
Right.
So it's just because something isn't quite right for you doesn't make it bad. So just because, I'm sorry I had to complain about your planet. I just
No, it's okay. You can complain. It's, I can do better.
What?
Maybe not right now. I'm not fully functional, but I can make it better. I don't think I can really get rid of the sun.
You'd have to, yeah, I was going to say, you'll have to start over a lot
I could
further
warm
out
up the
in
water though. I think I could help with that.
Just think, different planets have different pros and cons. You know,
Right.
and I wouldn't worry about it not.
They teach us that actually in terraforming school.
You haven't
You
done
went
it
to
for
a
me,
school?
Well, not really. It was just sort of a chip that was implanted into my system. But
Oh,
um,
did
that's
you
what
have
it's
friends?
called. It's called
Did
the.
you have school friends in your
Oh.
chip school?
Well, not. I mean,
Did you
I
like
had
sit next
the
to
other
someone?
robots.
As
Did they
you're having
like
this
you?
conversation,
How many of you robots are there?
you hear.
Thousands.
"Dum,
I'll tell you all about them later. They look just like me.
Oh,
Well, you're worth your 2 gold, that's for sure.
And back comes this kind of bulky man with his dirty shirt and his jeans. He says, plonks his hands down on the table, wipes his balding forehead.
That's a bad one. You know, it never gets old every time you see it. It's always a shock.
What actually happened?
Well, y'all never used the network before and never seen anything like that?
We're not from round here,
never,
no.
ever.
Well,
I enjoyed it a lot until they tried to keep me there.
yeah, they'll do that.
That would seem like the kind of thing you could warn people about before they go into the network. Maybe you could have a sign. Avoid
You know-
sea nymphs or something.
We did have a sign. Wonder where that went.
Oh, can I look for the sign?
Make an investigation check.
This conversation really tickles me.
16.
You kind of move aside these old newspapers and bits of sort of paper and different kind of pads on his desk, and you find underneath it a really grimy sign that says, "Beware possessions."
Oh, maybe this. I mean, this is confusing because it could mean things that you're carrying, or
Yeah.
being possessed. So, you
you
could have
know.
used a different.
I think you're right.
So,
God damn it.
was that another user that took over the guy's body? Or, like, who was that, really?
Where did you take them?
It's hard to say. Often they come in spouting that kind of gibberish when these, when they straight fey. And I ain't never seen another user take a different user's body. I mean, that's sure a straight ticket to hell, you know what I mean?
So that probably wasn't a user, it was probably a sea nymph type person.
Yes.
It is a fey. You never heard of that?
You did say Fei.
You didn't. I
did
thought
say
you
that.
said Fei.
Fun.
I was in the Feywild. Oh my god.
Fei.
Fucking amazing.
I love this.
Christ.
I want to live there.
I'm not sure you do. You wouldn't last too long.
No,
Well,
I
maybe.
don't think. I mean, I enjoyed it. They had an audiobook.
Say, are you cyborg or are you full robot kind?
Oh, yes, I'm full robot kind.
Oh, you ain't even got a bit of human brain up in there?
Not that I'm aware of.
Oh, well, who's to say? I
Do you know
don't
lots about
either.
robots?
You know, I can't say I do.
Oh,
I've been
okay.
working on a shipping most of my life. I'll come here after
Okay. Do you know anyone who might?
Oh, well, I reckon it's how the best place to find out about that sort of thing would be the scav market.
Great. Thank you. That's really useful.
Oh, much obliged. Well, you did me a favor. Enos, he ain't much of a gentleman, but I'm glad to see him rightfully returned.
And who was Alphonse?
I do not know.
Is Anus coming back?
Here, you betcha he can't stay away.
No, I mean like you got him back, right? In his
Oh, well, you know, he's with one of the healers. I expect
good.
they'll find him wherever he done end up.
Oh, okay.
Right.
It's a relief, because
Could that have happened to me?
I reckon it would.
Right, you need to get a better sign.
I appreciate that.
No, it's okay. We'll see you soon, though. I would like to come back. I enjoyed it.
Well, you're very welcome. 2 gold, it's a snip.
I don't know what that means.
We will maybe be back. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Well, thank you, and, y'all bump into Anus, maybe introduce yourselves as his saviors.
Is he trying to give us money?
No, I don't think so.
This is a damn question.
No, he's just sitting back down, crosses his legs, picks back up his reading material.
What's he reading?
He is reading what looks like a manual for some sort of entertainment system.
Sign making for dummies.
It's upside down. He's not really. Right. Well, look, let's just not talk about the forest thing. We're just gonna go and see if we can find out Undertow.
Yeah, we need ticket to space, please, to Martin's Vein. Easy peasy.
How could this possibly go wrong?
Then we can go back and see our friends on the boat for like dinner, or I guess it's already dinner time. Could we get some dinner?
We ate.
Oh, I can make more good berries if you would like.
Yeah, then that's true. We ate a berry.
You ate quite a large meal from
we had
Kingsley St. Tortoise's restaurant.
Yeah, we had the
On the way
big
here.
food. Do you remember?
Vaguely.
I had
vaguely
like
remember
fish,
this.
and you had fish, I think, or ribs.
You had
or...
ribs.
Yeah.
Ribs, yeah, okay.
You ate it. It was greasy. You've still got that grease on you.
Oh, I was super drunk when we ate that. I
Yeah,
was super
which means
wasted.
Sharmony
I
was
don't
out of it
actually-
while
I
she was roleplaying.
Sharmony was not with it.
So
Yeah,
what
no,
are
We
you
have
guys
eaten.
doing?
We've had a big food.
Going to the lobster pot. Is it the right time now?
Yes, is it
It
near
was
enough
after
time?
dark, wasn't it?
You walk out back into the streets. You hear the jazz playing, and you see that the moon is now risen quite high over the horizon of the sea, looking down the back alleys. So walking through this town, certainly this area of the town, you're walking over sort of ramshackle bridges that seem to connect little tiny sort of quarters together, as though little squares of houses are all connected with these alleyways made out of floating bridge work of various different kinds of security. Bits of wood, bits of metal. You do see, as you walk out towards the piers where you were told that the lobster pot was going to be, you see figures on the street, lining the street at regular intervals, looking this way and that, wearing uniform, plum-coloured uniform. You can see they have belts, and they each carry some sort of regulation, what looks like a weapon, kind of truncheon shaped alongside them. They have epaulets, so they're little sort of shoulder pads. And what your passive perception's 16, right? Infinity.
Yeah.
As you walk past them, you can see this neon light shining on the sides of their necks, slits in the skin.
Like gills?
Yeah, like girls.
Do we recognise either the uniforms or the colour from the stage in the hologram of the announcement?
Oh.
Yes, sir. As in, like, I feel like someone was wearing plum-coloured robes. It's like a
Make a perception check. But
perception.
yeah,
Was
just
it-
to see how much you
I've
remember
only got the
from
guy
that
who was wearing like all
scene.
white with the black
Yeah, that's
bars.
what I
That's the
reckon,
only one I've got.
I'm trying to
right
work
now.
out how much I can like remember about what matches. Perception is 10.
Yeah, you don't think that these uniforms match anything that you've seen in that particular holographic image, but you're not 100% sure. There were a lot of people there and the quality was quite grainy.
Yeah, okay.
So, you walk through the city, through this town towards the harbour front, and you hear the sound of the clanking of rigging against masts. You hear the sound of engines turning over, and the bustle and the hustle and bustle of people moving around, dockhands on the piers, and boats rubbing up against of ropes. Now, when you come out, the tide has gone out quite a long way, and you're looking over mud flats that seem to go out underneath the piers. Light shines off the kind of slick surface of them, the moonlight. And you're looking for the lobster pot, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Roll a perception check, everyone.
I rolled a 2, so that's an 8.
You have +6 on perception.
Yeah.
Fuck me. 17.
Uriel, as the other two are kind of scanning fruit this
So many
way,
stars. Infinity's just looking up.
you pick out a shadow underneath a pier not too far away from you. It's about 10 feet below the level of the pier, and it seems to be shaped like a very large buoy. It's kind of cylindrical in shape, it seems. It's very dark because it's under the shadow of this pier, so you can't make out much about it. And it's just swaying ever so slightly from side to side. But what you do notice is that little dinghies are pulling up alongside it, stopping for a moment, and then departing.
Is it on the mud or is it in the water?
It's in the water near the end of one of the piers, so right next to the side of the mud. There are some rivulets, streams, which still make it out through this kind of alluvial silt, but there are sort of mountains of silt underneath the piers.
Right. But it's not actually connected to here, like it is a way off.
So it's underneath one of the piers. It's at the end of one of the piers.
Oh, they're not solid.
Underneath it.
And yeah, pointed out where it is. Like, I guess that wasn't there before. I guess that's where we got to go.
Yeah, they definitely said it was under the piers, so.
I just assumed they meant by the side of.
They said under, so. Let's give it a go. Off we go!
You head out, walking further and further away from the music and the hustle and bustle of the old town. You move your way along one of these large concrete piers, the strange crab-like iron legs that seem to be holding it up out of the water, moving very slowly. You hear the sound of scraping metal very low underneath you as you approach this dark shadow. Getting close to it, you start to see little pinpoints of light, tiny portholes in the side of this thing, a little bar of light underneath where you think a door might be, and then a rope ladder, almost invisible until you come up right next to it, leading down towards this shape.
Are we going into a bar? That didn't go well last time.
Well, no, when you put it like that.
I got rugby tackled out a door and then you dived after them.
But bars serve alcohol, and I've discovered that alcohol is either good or bad for headaches.
Right.
I'm not sure which, so I'm quite up for trying some.
Let's get some that doesn't have those weird lead bits in.
Yeah, that was weird when we saw the metal in the drinks. Yeah, okay.
Let's also just agree.
Oh.
Try not to start a fight.
That sounds like a good plan, wherever we go, really.
And we're looking for fossils.
We didn't start it last time.
And we're looking for fossils in space. Is that what we're saying?
Is that what?
Yes, that we need to go to Martin's
Space
Bay
fossils.
for our space fossil business. Yes.
Right, okay. Great. How do we leave the planet, please? Thank you. Okay, great.
Actually, wait, no, hang on. I'm from Martin's Bay, and I can say I just want to go home. I've been here looking for fossils.
Well, that's the truth as well.
Yeah, that's much easier to remember.
Yes.
Right, so I want to go home. I was here, but I was looking for fossils.
I would like to find space fossils of jellyfish.
I have heard that Martin's Bay is the coolest place ever. I want to go see it.
Now you're getting it.
Perfect. We've got this. Right, after
Flying
you.
down the rope ladder.
She goes first.
So Nibbles, you make your way down this ladder.
Spools.
It's still damp from the spray of the water around you, and you swing ever so slightly, and then you put one foot down and it hits solid wood, and you're standing in front of a door. There's no window in it, but you, with your dark vision, can see that there is a handle and the faintest glimpse of a bar of light underneath them.
I have found a doorway to booze.
Open it.
I open it. I turn her.
You open it. Inside, you see a load of different shapes. The kinds of people that you've not seen much of before in this city. Whereas beforehand, you were looking at lots of sailors, people coming off the docks, people working on the rigging, generally of average height. Here, everyone is very short, about the same sort of size as your friends from the boat who brought you here.
Oh no, I'm going to be so tall next to them all.
You do indeed seem to tower over most of the people. On the walls, you see that there's various kind of nautical decorations. You see pretty tacky kind of plastic red lobsters suspended next to each other. You see bits of old rope worming their way along the ceiling. You can hear the sound of revelry, but subdued, as though the people here aren't necessarily drinking to really go huge. They're drinking for other reasons. And you can see that there are little groups here and there, but there's no kind of massive party. Along the bar, you can see that behind it is high, raised very high, the flooring, and there's actually little steps leading up to it. So the bar person is at about average height, walking up and down beside it. And sat at the bar, you see the only figure of average height, hooded, cloaked, sat next to two smaller people, and you can't see their face, but from the space that they're being given, you can tell that they are someone of importance, or at least of renown in some way.
They go over to the bar. Going to the bar.
What do we order?
Drinks.
No, but which ones?
I'll ask. I'll find out.
Okay. I'll go with Snebrith.
Oh yeah, I am.
Yeah, we're all going to the bar. Oh god, here we go again.
And, catch the. Hello.
Yeah. How can I help you?
Hello. We are very excited to be here. We have come to drink your
Hello.
alcohol. Do you have alcohol that is particularly good for headaches? What would you recommend?
The barman comes over. They're wearing what looks to be a kind of dirty sailor's uniform, as though it was kind of an outfit. You can see they've got a little white hat on that's pretty crumpled, and the cuffs of the suit are stained, and they look pretty miffed about even having to wear it. They have very burly shoulders and burly arms, and you can see that actually they're almost straining against the material of this suit. They look you up and down.
Well, how about a house specialty, eh?
I would like the house specialty, please.
No, a house specialty. How about a rum cove for you and your friends?
Is it good for robots?
Is it good for robots?
I'm sure it'll cure what ails you.
Okay.
It cures lots of things. Hey, look, it cures things, guys.
Great.
Yes.
I mean, yes, please.
Yes, please. 3 rum coves, please.
Thank you.
That'll be 1 gold, 6 silver.
I have a chip. I hold my.
That sounds like quite a lot, because we bought food that was cheaper than that earlier.
Well,
Is it really
your
good?
choice. Yeah, the special is the special. You
Okay,
won't
no,
regret
I
it.
just, I hope it's very good.
Oh, it'll be good.
Okay.
You're right, though. We should not spend all our money on booze and food.
Well-
we need it for space tickets.
Right, that's what I'm thinking. But you know,
Yeah.
it's fine. Let's do it.
Well, it just means we need to earn more than 1 gold, 6 silver from being here.
Right,
Okay.
exactly.
Okay.
We can do that.
You tap your card and the barman walks away.
I love this conversation. This makes me so happy.
All the Americans
Starts taking-
watching are just like, what? This witchcraft.
No, it's so weird.
Why is everyone not stealing money from each other all the time?
Why aren't you
Start
tipping your
picking
bar
up the bottles
staff?
off the shelves, and you can see that they're mixing something together. It looks pretty rudimentary. After a little while, they come back, give you your drinks. There you go. Enjoy.
Thank you so much. I'm gonna start glugging it right now.
This time,
Okay.
Infinity is going to watch how everyone else drinks it before pouring it over her head.
I feel Uriel has no. Right. It's going to take like a big swig. I feel like alcohol on a space station is going to be like kind of watery, not terribly strong.
Do they come in mason jars?
No, I was
no,
going
they
to say
don't.
something that is.
They come in.
Text me.
I will text you. Yeah. Sorry, Ali, as you were.
They come in what look like washed-up bottles. You know, where the glass has been kind of scratched and
Cute.
rewarded by the sea.
You said that. Sorry, I was listening. I just then got excited that I had a mason jar.
Uriel, you upend this bottle into your face, and the first thing you get is just a vibrating sense of all the different flavors. There's sort of something seaweedy in there, there's salt, but there's also grime and texture, there's sort of sweat, but at the same time there's the taste of engine oil, and on top of that a rich herbal scent, as though a kind of mixture of lime and lemon and thick nutrient paste. That's sort of, it's almost a pure umami taste.
Like way too much all at once. Like this is way too much sensation and flavour for Uriel.
It is a lot.
It's like a British person eating properly spiced food for the first time.
Like,
Oh!
don't make me feel things.
Wow. That's that's got a lot to it.
Infinity is taking a giant swig.
It hits you like a train.
Oh no. Oh no.
Stars just so bright on the body immediately. Just like everything glowing. Oh, wow.
Can Uriel like do that thing where like you lean your elbows against the bar like backward? And we're like, trying to take in the scene. Hang on, I'm gonna roll a dex save just to see if I
Make
don't
a
ask
Make
first.
a performance check.
Infinity's gonna
instead.
try and do the thing where you put your like elbow and like stand really cool.
Performance. That's a 2.
Yes, this is what we
you're all-
wanted.
You're all nailing that look. You're like an album cover, or at least that's how you are in your minds. You're all standing at odd angles, you're not really looking at each other, looking sideways, and ever so slightly off balance. And you can feel as well that the floor of the room is just swaying ever so slightly as well. It doesn't help.
That makes Emily feel sick.
In this pose, can we like scan the room to see if there's?
Now,
Do we recognise anyone?
in my databanks, we're meant to say, "Do you come here often?"
Wait,
That's
is that the secret code word for the under the you know what's?
apparently so. Well, no, I don't know for that, but in bars, that's what people say to each other.
Okay, maybe that will help us find the people. Okay, I'm gonna finish drinking this because it's a bit much. So I'm just gonna drink.
Yeah,
this
I think
one,
if you
and
drink
then-
it quickly, then it'll be better.
and then I will go this side. I'll go say hi to those people. Yeah, you
Right,
go
but
say
Can
hi
Uriel scan to see if we recognise anyone? Do we recognise anyone
Make
from
a
the docks?
perception check.
from here. Who are we gonna wreck?
Can I guide him? Uriel, I
yeah.
really believe in you. I think you're very good at looking for people in a room.
Is that an extra D4?
Yeah.
Don't feel like your heart was in that infinity.
14.
I tap him on the shoulder.
You do see a couple of people that you saw from the docks. They seem to be giving you no attention whatsoever. In fact, everybody seems to be very much paying no mind to everyone else, almost as though they're trying to make it obvious that they don't want anything to do with anyone else. They're just here for their own affairs.
Well, this was very pleasant. I think we should probably go.
The only person that stands out is this taller figure at the bar, this hooded figure.
Are they next to us?
They're a little bit further down the bar.
Maybe we should go talk to them.
Why? Because they're bigger.
Well, they seem important. If we all say, "Do you come here often at once?" That's probably the best way
Say
to
it
do it.
quietly. Say it quietly.
Should we practice
if we all three of
before
us
we go?
together, yeah. So
Okay, let's
3,
practice.
2, 1.
Do
you come here often?
Are you standing next to this
No,
person?
we're practicing.
We're
We're practicing.
Yeah.
That was the
Right,
practice
I think that was
round.
good.
Okay.
Okay, that was good.
Okay,
Let's
look
try.
casual while we happen to go
Okay,
past them.
Okay. Oh, wait,
Like
who's going
what-
which side? Because otherwise, if someone, I'll stand behind him, so it's less scary.
I'll
kind
go.
of-
I'll go facing the bar, so I'm like in the middle.
Okay,
I'll go the other side, so we're kind of surrounding a bit, but like make it look like we're just
in
passing,
a
okay?
friendly way.
Yeah.
Yes.
Make
Okay.
it look like
great.
we're just going past, and then we say the cute.
And then we go. Yeah, okay, great. Let's do it. Okay.
Okay.
We walk. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Do you come here often?
There's a pause, and in fact,
Oh, this
the noise
party!
has dropped a little bit, and then
It's so threatening. Oh God.
Lean for.
you clearly do not.
No, we don't. It's our first time. Hello.
First time, hello. Nice to meet you.
They don't turn around. You still can't see inside the hood. All you can see is a delicate hand. It looks like soft skin, very slightly tinted with orange, a kind of dusky orange. And you get the scent, even over the kind of grime and sweat of this place, of perfume coming from this figure. As the figure acknowledges you, you feel the tension in the bar slightly drop. What would 3 ragamuffins want in this bar?
We are here to make friends, find fossils, tell people about our exciting plans for going to space. You know, just friendly chatting.
Yes.
You do realize, of course, space travel is under strict lockdown.
Oh,
with
absolutely.
the developments.
Oh, for now, but we just wanted, that is our plan, that at some point when
Uriel's-
it's allowed, we will go to space.
Yes. Uriel would like to go home to Martin's Bane.
Yeah, I've been a bit stranded here by the thing, and just need to get home at some point. Just trying to work out how.
Do you know Martin's Bane? I've heard it is a magical place.
So, you come from the factories, do you? A slight tilt of the head, and you just get a little vision of the curved edge of a nose. Interesting. I wonder how
I'm a
you
robot,
found your
so-
way here. Yes, you are.
So I came from a factory. They made me.
I mean, I
Tell me.
didn't.
No, no,
Factory.
Uriel didn't.
Tell me, factory boy, do they fight where you come from? I hear your type make good brawlers.
I mean, only when the cog demands.
Interesting. Show me your arm.
Which one?
The one that you do your damage with.
Oh,
He does them with both, really. He's very good.
especially in the dick. That's where I found a weak spot. Normally with this arm.
Yes. Yes, I see. Very well. How much do you wish to go back to Martin's Bane then?
Well, I mean, pretty badly.
Perhaps I can help you all.
Well, thank goodness we spoke to you.
Yes. Well, it will not be me, of course, who organises such a difficult assignment. I am simply a broker. But I can help you organise passage. Travel off-world in these delicate times will cost you no less than 1,000 gold each.
Each.
We do not have that. That is a lot,
We
right?
don't have it yet.
Wait, not yet. Yes. And
We need a really well-paying job to get that.
would you happen to know any well-paying jobs? What's your name? We haven't been formally introduced.
This is as much introduction as I require.
Oh, okay. I'm Infinite Sky 6000. Would you like to know my serial number? Because I can tell you if that's useful.
You get the sense that
6.
this figure would rather not.
Okay.
And
So
when
you
we
s-
when we do acquire the 1,000 gold pieces, which we won't take long. We're as a group. That's kind of what we're down on the planet to do. Where should we go? Who should we talk to?
If you agree, you will call us to tell us you have the money. We will tell you where to go.
Okay.
And the figure holds out their hand, and suddenly in it you see a pair of flat grey slates that you've seen before.
We've got one, haven't we? We kept one. I think.
You do have one, yeah?
I think we kept the one that can't remember his name now, but
Oh, it's been a lot.
yeah. That guy. Oh, lovely.
Okay, very well.
Should we take both of them, or are you keeping one and we keep one?
You will take both.
Okay.
It will cost you
Oh,
300 gold.
right now.
Yes.
Do we? I don't have any money, so
And
these two might.
I do.
I have on my chip some of this money, yes.
I have 200.
How do we know we can trust you?
Consider it a gesture of faith.
Do I believe them?
Roll an insight check.
12.
It is hard to read this person. You can't see much about them, but you get the sense that they are offering you a trade, and that they're sincere in that.
Okay, that's good. That'll do.
Yariel, if you put in like 50 or 100, I will put in the rest.
I could put in there's 200 on this card.
Put in 100 and I will put in 200.
Okay, do that.
We have these chips, you know, that they can beep and do it.
The figure just turns their arm ever so slightly. You see the pale skin, and you see a very intricate formation of what looks like scars at first sight, but is actually raised skin, almost in a henna-like pattern, along the inside of the wrist. They proffer it to you to tap. Very good. Take these, and you have gall coming here without even the funds to provide passage, but you may be in luck. Have you heard of Delphine Lebrun?
Oh, yes. No, sorry.
Even I believed you.
Sorry. I
Who
don't
is
know why I
that?
said that.
Incredible that you could come to this town and not even know of the Lebruns. She's one of the two families who control this town.
Okay.
Her chief of security, Obadiah Hogg, is looking for help with transfer to one of our ships.
Oh, perfect.
I happen to know that You may be of some use to him. Perhaps he can be your quick source of coin.
That would be very helpful.
You can find him at the Horn in Old Town.
Right, so fast.
The Horn in Old Town. Got it. And where is that?
Follow the music. You'll find
Oh, maybe
it.
we've been there already.
You would know. There's a sign.
Is it of a horn?
You will find out.
I think it is.
And with that, we will leave it there.
Ah,
That was so good.
Yeah,
Oh, I love talking to
submission.
people.
oh
Expected
God.
Mission, love mission, love me. Oh,
Annie
man.
Jennings, everyone.
Really, so good. Oh my God, the description of the network. That was.
It's the metaverse.
Oh no, don't
better.
ruin it. I was having a nice
The
time.
fractal
God, yes.
metaverse.
Fuck, imagine everybody looks a bit like Mark Zuckerberg, but that metaverse version of him with the sort of weird, like,
Sim style.
skeleton suit.
But he's also the new Clippy.
Oh,
He's just been locked in perjury forever to serve the
Yes.
people.
Hey, it looks like you're trying to destabilize a democracy.
Will you turn the Atmos music off?
No, you live in this pub forever.
we need to talk about what DnDebrief we might want to do next week. I
Yes, we
remembered
do.
it in my brain.
Brief.
It's me, isn't it?
Is it? Yes, it is you.
Um,
I've got one from.
Yeah.
I can't remember what it was. I've got one from last time, which I've just written down the placebo effect, but I can't remember.
Why?
I think it was because I
Happy
was
to
trying
do
to
that.
trying to drink away my headache, but that did actually work. So maybe it
Or was
wasn't
it to do with
placebo
the-
effect.
You give one of the kids something to make them feel better.
I don't remember why, so I'm sort of
Yeah, no,
hesitant
that
to do
sounds
it
good. No,
without
you're right,
knowing
you're
why.
right.
I could do guidance, which I have been throwing around willy-nilly,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
probably should do a little bit of explanation on.
Mm-hmm.
that
Other
sounds
than
like a
just,
good one.
well, maybe it will just come down to, just what a kind word from a friend can do for people. But
Something that
I'm
came
sure there's something there.
Something that came up today as well was this idea of uploading and downloading content. AI.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could. That's quite a lot.
It's a big topic, I
What
know.
happened? Where was it that we basically found a bag of holding, and what did we do with it?
We still have it.
Yeah.
We just
have a bag
haven't
of holding
we haven't looked at it really yet.
because that
Um,
might be universe breaking as well. So that's fun.
Yes, we haven't looked at that yet. So let's wait till we
Okay,
do
we'll
something
wait,
with a
we'll
bag
wait
of
on-
holding, and
we'll
then
wait
Yeah.
on that.
because we don't really know we've got a bag of holding, right? We just think we've got a weird bag. I might do guidance because I keep using it, and it would be nice to sort of actually know and come up with an idea of what it's doing it.
Yeah.
Great.
If everyone's happy with that, or good berries
Guidance
is the other one.
next time.
We could do good berries.
As in
more
something that makes you feel
more
full without actually
detail,
filling you
yeah.
up.
Really did it
Lambus
super
bread.
briefly.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. I'll have a think. I'll see which one's more
Good
interesting.
berries could be expanded into nutrient paste, future food,
Mm,
efficient
mm.
food, space food.
Yeah.
Like
Okay,
best
that's
way to get
sounding
nutrients
promising.
into our
Okay,
body.
yeah. All right.
There's
I'll
plenty
have
to
a
talk
look.
about.
Awesome.
There's quite a
Yeah.
lot happened today.
Oh my gosh,
Wonderful.
so much stuff. I
A
could
lot
have
has been
stayed. I could
happening.
have stayed in the network the entire time. Fei. Oh my gosh.
AI.
Fei. Oh, the minute you said it, I was like, of course it's the Fey Wilds. I love
Artificial
it.
intelligence.
So
What did you say? Artificial intelligence? Please tell me that you said that.
just such wonderful moments today. There's been texting going on between people, making jokes at each other. Simon. And
This has been a very chaotic one this time.
It
round.
has.
It always happens when we're not live. We always somehow
Yeah.
it becomes more chaotic this way.
we just left to our own devices without the reins of Twitch. Who would have thought that was a thing?
Somehow Twitch is keeping us in control.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
nuts.
Boring, isn't it? We'll be pleased to find you again. Is it next week?
Next week.
I can't
Yeah.
remember if
Back.
next week we are doing a normal one or if we're doing.
Yes.
That's-
no. We're
I believe the
Next
week after.
week is-
Next week. Next week
the
we
6th of
are.
April.
Yes.
Yes.
The 6th of April next
But
week.
is it a
we're
normal
doing
episode or are we doing a special
I think-
one-shot type thing?
Oh,
Oh.
good
What
point.
do you fancy? Like after a bit of a break, I feel like we could easily just do another normal episode.
Maybe
and
we should
have
just
a
go
I
straight
would
into
I'd do a
it.
normal episode.
Do a
yeah,
normal one
'cause-
week after. Do a fun one.
Well, we did a
Fun one.
break. Like
Yeah,
the last
as opposed to
one,
the
didn't we?
drudgery of this type of thing.
Well, let's talk. We'll talk about this off stream. We don't need to talk about this live, but or pre-recorded. But we'll work it out. But yes, next week, normal
Join us
normal
next
episode.
week
Yeah,
for something or other. In fact,
We'll be
join
doing
us
things.
every Wednesday at
Hey.
7 p.m. UK time on twitch.tv/Dr. Simon Clark, because this is where we hang out and we love to hang out with you.
It's true.
But if you're not free that time, it doesn't matter. We record
Doesn't
all
matter.
our episodes. We upload them onto YouTube and onto the podcast platforms of podcastiness eventually.
Sometimes.
I've
Little
been
bit
very
behind, little
busy
bit
and very
behind.
sick, so
That's fine.
soon.
It's
Yeah.
nice, that's all right. And also we will mention these things on our socials. Please follow our socials. We're at RPGeeks DnD. We have to have a science thing for what D&D means, like
Data.
Dendrites.
dendristry,
Oh,
dendrology,
Data and dendrites. Happy with that.
neuroscience.
Data and
Data and
dendrites.
dendrites.
Ooh.
That should be the name of
That's
the
quite-
podcast.
that's
Uriel's
Let's change
favourite
everything.
category.
rather good. So do follow us. We're on Twitter, we're on TikTok, we're on Instagram. Come hang out. Please say hi. Please say
Say
hi.
hi.
Thank you all of you who reply to and comment on our tweets and posts.
And thank you everyone who
videos.
subbed up
So
today.
nice.
I can't believe there were so
All
So
many.
those
generous.
subs and
Incredible.
donations, just so nice. Like really kind of you all. We appreciate it. We really
also,
do.
well done, future Simon, Emily, Ali, and Shamini for all the funny comments and
Oh,
jokes. and
well,
witty
Simon obviously was doing.
asides.
Simon
bit
obviously
much,
was
actually.
doing.
I'll check in
a
after
talk.
the talk.
But
And also,
well
well
done,
done,
Emily,
for doing such a smashed event at the Natural History Museum as well.
We totally smashed it.
oh,
didn't
we did smash that. That was
God.
great.
Oh,
Pretty
I
great.
definitely
God.
still didn't have
What we
COVID
did.
and was healthy by then.
No, it's gonna
A bit of a shame the Daily
it'll
Mail
have
wrote
been
the article
fine.
about us with that. Like, it's fine. It's all coverage is good coverage, right?
Do you think
Well,
it
this
was?
is-
It was probably because they picked up on that Twitch stream we did last week with all the stuff about. They
things that
probably
we
loved
said
it.
Yeah.
about
I'm
the
so
science.
confused. That was actually 2 weeks ago, Ali. I think you'll find.
More than
Not
that.
last week.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, no, not the last one. That
week
was.
Yeah.
which also went
Oh god.
amazingly.
Okay,
Right,
stop.
let's wrap
stop.
it up.
Kill
That
it.
cabinet had 4 specimens in at the start of the evening. Okay, not 5.
We pre-recorded this, everyone.
Thank you all
I
for joining.
apologize.
We have. We will see you next week. Bye for now.
Bye.
Bye.